on the beat, we'll be rolling shit. Got the Migos on the beat, we'll be...
Well, we would never call you guys good little pog champs without you funding this charade. What's happening, guys? Fucking weird pre-stream question. What if I streamed in the morning, assuming I woke up? I know I said that before, but like, I clearly need to stream more. Clearly, okay. No, don't do that. It's too early for you? I'll be at work. Well, of course some of you are gonna be at work. The days where I get home earlier, I wouldn't be awake, but you do you, Pookie. The problem is I can't wake up early enough, dude. There's like actually not enough hours in a day. Not enough hours in a day, and I work too many hours. It's like really fucking it's really fucking frustrating, and I'm trying to like, you know, manage that, dude. It's fucking really killing me, dude. Did you guys hear you hear the news? What's this? What's this? What? Fuck. Wait, no. What song is that? Nightmare Before Christmas. Ah. I'm really tired today. I'm not gonna lie, guys. What news, Pookie? Guys, Epstein files dropped. Dude, new Epstein leaks. New Epstein leaks. We're gonna get Little St. James 3, dude. We're getting Little St. James 3. Dude, they're adding him to Fortnite, dude. He's in Fortnite. We going through the pages or what? It's like 119 pages of everything blacked out. Literally everything is blacked out. No, it released today. It's been all over Twitter. It's been all over Twitter. But it's just like it's like 119 black rectangles, yeah. Yeah, they also saw they released photos of Bill Clinton swimming with Jeffrey Epstein. That was another one. Um, there were some presidential. There were some presidentially related leaks. Didn't think I'd find out about the Epstein files release through a Diesel stream. Well, like most of them were redacted, and then some of them, like 2 or 3 pages weren't. Like 1% of the pages weren't. But like there's a whole bunch of stuff flooding Twitter right now. It's like insane how much stuff is flooding Twitter right now. Like it's all over. Was Diddy on Epstein's island? I mean, probably. I mean, who wasn't, dude? It's like a literal like who's who of every single person in Hollywood, man. Fucking Michael Jackson was pictured with Jeffrey Epstein, which, you know, in some respects I'm not surprised, but I thought like that guy was so dead that he was like exonerated of whatever he was accused of or something, but or some I don't know. Macaulay Culkin seems all right, I think. But yeah, man, there's been a lot of stuff leaked, and I was skimming it. Aside from all the blanked out pages, there's apparently like 1 or 2 like really outrageous ones, but I've just read it through Twitter, so I'm going to let the real journalists like parse it together before I take anything from Twitter as fact, because I am of the opinion that if I see it on the internet, it's fake until proven otherwise. I'm still waiting for the leak of Stephen Hawking sunbathing in the pool with little pool floaties on. I don't care about anything else. I just need that one. Dude, it's dude, they're like, look, we couldn't release all the Epstein files because Stephen Hawking was fucking lying, and he's actually completely capable of moving around. Not only that, here's him hitting the gritty, and it's. But yeah, so I've also been going through the process of trying to fix my computer. You might notice that the last few streams have crashed. I've literally been a gamer denied his voice, dude. Okay, Windows has been shitting to bed lately on me, and it's been really fucking annoying. So I updated everything. I repaired my drives. I cleared out a bunch of stuff. I made as much like I'm trying to massage Windows as much as possible. And as I'm going through my shit, I'm on Windows 10. I didn't update. Okay, I got the extended security updates. But I noticed something running in the background. And what I noticed was Microsoft Copilot. Microsoft Copilot? I didn't fucking use Microsoft Copilot. Why is it running? Are you more into Latina or Asians when you goon? I mean, it depends on the day, you know, like some days you want a Dr. Pepper, some days you want like a Sprite, you know what I mean? It depends like what mood I'm in. But like per capita is probably white women, I guess. But yeah, so that was affecting it quite a bit. And then I was using Firefox, right? Did anyone ever tell you have a great face for radio? No, I've never heard that one before. Yeah, so alternate, what was I saying? Fuck, I don't remember. Oh yeah, the other thing that was like burning resources, I was literally using 80% of my RAM through Firefox, and I was like, what the fuck is happening, dude? And I moved to Firefox because Chrome was like insane with its resource hogging, and it was really annoying, and it was loaded with like stuff I didn't need, right? Voice, I meant voice, like you have a great throat. Yeah, that's also what my ex-husband said. for talking. I can't tell if you're trying to compliment me or insult me. You know what? I'll take the compliment. I know I sound beautiful. uh, face for radio, dude. Yeah. When you say someone has a face for radio, you're calling them fucking ugly. I mean, I don't think I'm the hottest, but like, I think if we line me up in a lineup with the other commentary guys, I'm definitely like top 5. Definitely top 5 on the attractive scale, okay? Like, there's no fucking question about it, all right? What are you gonna do? Compare me to the attractiveness of, I don't know, pasty white boy here? Pfft, crazy. That's like being the tallest dwarf. Well, you'd be surprised how many girl failures with their white monster cans sitting in the room while they say racial slurs while playing League of Legends are interested in a guy who gets on the internet and talks about internet drama. Does that lineup include Justin Wang? Absolutely not, because then I'd lose. That would knock me out of the top 5. What fucking browser are we supposed to go to now? All right, guys, so let's talk about my browser before I get onto the tea today, right? So Firefox was annoying me. I didn't know what to do, right? And so I went looking for more modern browsers, okay? I went browser hunting. And what I decided I would go to... Hold on, I'm looking for it. I'm digging. I'm digging for it right now. Straight digging in your butt, twin. There we go. I moved to this browser that you can see in the top corner. I moved to Vivaldi, which is Chromium. I know it's Chromium, okay? I know Vivaldi's Chromium, but it's like not, it doesn't include all of the annoying shit. It has like a built-in, like, it has an okay ad blocker. I just installed the Chromium Adblock Plus. And it's so much better. And for some reason, this version I compared the two. I compared this against Chrome, and the resource usage on this was a lot slower. And I realized it's actually that if you don't use a tab for a while, it unloads the tab, so it doesn't use RAM in the background. Which Chrome hadn't been doing. Chrome had just been keeping everything loaded, so it all is like instant when you switch between the tabs. But yeah, so like I use that, and I was using Zen Browser, but Zen Browser had like a bunch of like weird UI hitches. Like Zen Browser had such little bloat on it that it was causing like weird artifacting on like YouTube and stuff. And so it was just like it was just better. And yeah, I know Zen is like a fork of Firefox. Yeah. Everything is like one of the two things, which is the problem, right? But yeah, Vivaldi did what I needed, and it has a lot. Why not Brave? Because of the crypto like adware like crap in it. And like the CEO of Brave is like a giga racist or something. I don't know. I don't really like keep up, but like everything is literally either Firefox or Chromium. So there's no other option. And I'm not fucking using Opera GX, okay? I don't need my fucking browser to like go neon at me when I open it up. Okay? So that's why I'm not using Opera. But if Opera pays me money, I will change my opinion instantly. Okay? I am nothing if not an honest man. And by that I mean my opinion is for sale. But Vivaldi does what I needed to do. And also it's like I can like remove stuff and add stuff. I like being able to customize my browser. Okay? I like being able to remove the shit I don't need. I like being able to move stuff around. I like being able to put it where I want to put it. And Vivaldi does that. And that is what I was really looking for. Along with it not like tracking literally fucking every single keystroke I make. Would you use a Raid Shadow Legends based sponsor? Listen, I'm gonna need at least minimum 4 digits before we start talking about the Raid Shadow Legends based browser. Okay, a healthy 4 digits, enough for me to put a down payment on a new car, which is probably really expensive these days, but I haven't looked. Raid is the best game ever. I'm a player. I did play Raid Shadow Legends. I've said this before. Raid Shadow Legends sponsored me, and that started my gacha game addiction. I honor it for it being my first step, you know? Raid plan. Haven't seen a Raid ad in like 3 to 4 years. Yeah, I feel like maybe they've gotten they've gotten what they wanted out of it, okay? Get sponsored again. Dude, I hope I gotta wait for the email, dude. I gotta wait for the call. But yeah, so let's talk about the ACCT. So this was posted to r/YouTube drama, and apparently some giga mental illness decided to collect all the information regarding Junie Draws, Yummy Cactus, this bitch named Daisy, and all these people, right? So I am vaguely familiar on the Daisy character because I remember like shockingly reacting to a video that they posted. But I have extremely bad memory, so I have no fucking clue, okay? Who the fuck are these people? Len, let's start asking the real questions, Len, okay? We don't care who these people are, all right? We just care what they've done, all right? And what they've done, I also don't know, but this was sent to me, okay? Video pictured is Daisy Cupidite's second response to Junie and Yumi. Junie Draws and Yummy Cactus are members of the art commentary community who have made commentary videos on problematic things in the art community. You know what's interesting? I was watching some art tubers recently, and I don't mean like the art commentary community because this is like a fucking ulcer on the underside of like people who actually like draw and want to improve themselves, right? And it's just so funny that like in the same breath as like a broken draw or like a proco could be anybody like this. Oh shit, this is a continuation. So there's a character that I should know about, right? This Cupid person, I feel like I should know, right? Because I feel like I've heard them before in some. I've heard Kristen Ark say their name followed by a slur, so I assume that they must be pretty bad if Kristen Ark says that, you know. Junie, Yummy, and are all minors. If okay, they're. Okay. Diesel that isn't there. All right, I'm just gonna call them Daisy because it's just easier than their new name because I don't know how to pronounce it. So you're Daisy now. But Daisy is.
Hey guys, it's Junie, and before we start this video, I want to get a few things out of
That's the other one. Yeah, I opened up an extra tab. There we go.
the way. For starters, all events and incidents in this video will be discussed using aliases for the victims to avoid harassment and.
Cupid got exposed for sharing CSAM material as a minor, convincing other minors to honeypot predators and being severely BPD unmade. Well, they had like that ugly. Where was it? Hold on, I want to see what video that is.
Super Bun, etc. is a commentary creator and animator who functions mainly on YouTube. They have a decently sized platform.
I definitely have watched their videos and reacted to them.
stands at around 10,000 subscribers and are most notoriously known for their videos on Birdie and Jimbo Jimmy, and have over time been known to be controversial and surrounded by drama and much discourse. They have a repeat history of excusing their actions throughout all means necessary.
But apparently this character, this Junie person, has also ended up in like a Heat. Okay. Yeah, that's where I remember the fucking Cupid from. The fucking Nazi thing. That's where. Okay. The first document. We're just gonna read the Google Docie. We're gonna start with the Docie. I feel the Daisy files, dude. I can't believe we got the Daisy files before we got the fucking Epstein files. Dude, are my YouTube alerts not working now too? Is that what we're doing? Oh, they're just like really delayed. I actually love technology.
Appropriate background for such a serious topic.
I know, right? Let's see. Read this document on print layout on the Google Doc app's website in order to view it in the intended layout and quality. All right, so we'll just get into it. The Daisy Files, 2023 to 2025. What is this document about? It's about Cupidity, also known as Daisy, Dorky, Domo, Agent, Mandy, Looper, etc. They have been known to change YouTube handles in times of controversy, so their YouTube channel ID is the following. Yes, Cupid did change their username since this doc came out. Okay. The goal of this document, a full archival of Daisy's documented actions, which will be updated accordingly. Who wrote this? Can I help? Junie Draws or Yummy Cactus on Discord to submit any relevant screenshots, testimony. Do you think, dude? Do you think, dude? This is like the word count in these things is actually kind of crazy. I write about 1,000 to like 1,500 words a day because I have to like write a book, right? And well, shit. Thank you, Q. Very blessed, very blessed. And at least this is on time. And KJ got a fucking member. Oh, only a K? If 1,000 words a day is nothing to sniff at, especially if I have other fucking responsibilities to do in the day at the same time. Like 1,000 to 1,500 of like good words for a draft. I mean, yeah, if I sat down for 8 hours and like banged out nothing but words, yeah, sure, but I doubt most of them would be like amazing. But I actually, hold on, I want to see how many. Can I see how many words this is? This is 10,000 words. This is 10,000 words. These motherfuckers don't write this much in school, brother. Okay? They're busy. They're busy chat GPTing their way through fucking high school and community college, okay? What is this drama about? The accusers in this document became the accused or something. They became bad. But first, we got to cover the preamble to it, which was this other person. Right? Because there's documents against Junie and Yummy, plus Junie's response, right? So there's a Google Docie on Junie. But we can't get to that until we get through this. So we'll get through this first. But I don't really want to watch the videos because it's just going to be like somebody saying how bad they are for like 20 minutes, and like we already know that. Okay. CSAM distribution and collection, inappropriate interactions with young children. This is 248 pages. You could publish this. Hey, Grok, is this person a criminal? Yes, that's very interesting. How about we dive into that and we look at all the facts provided, because you're really nailing it down and looking at what's going on here. No, sorry, I'm doing ChatGPT. I should have been doing Grok. On mein liege, one person is the woke, and I have decided that the woke will go to jail. There we go. That's Grok. That's what Grok sounds like. Grok sounds like a really bad impression of a German person. All right. TLDR. Daisy and their partner both collect, consume, and distribute child sexual abuse material among themselves and their friend groups, and have been doing so over the course of years. Daisy has also had numerous instances of posting CSAM publicly, as well as having completely inappropriate and sexual conversations with children as young as 13. Their partner is a self-identified pedophile who plans on grooming the same 13-year-old Daisy requested news from, as well as fantasizing about having sex with the separate 14-year-old. Jesus Christ. What an insane paragraph. What an outrageous paragraph. Oh. Oh mein Gott, little German boy, do not go in there. The German boy falls into the Grokify machine, and he comes out and he's wearing Hugo Boss shoes and pleated pants that give way to a grayish jacket and red armband. I wonder what it has on there. Dang, taking Hal's bit. Hal did not invent the my God, little German boy. The average person never comes into contact with or distributes CSAM in their entire life. Well, I'm glad they explained that. The average person never creates or sends a revenge porn. Daisy has both received and distributed various forms of CSAM, no less than 5 times within the past 2 years. Daisy claims all of these instances were an accidents. You don't accidentally distribute, sell, collect child sexual abuse material 5 times. Any excuses are just that, excuses. Daisy has proven to lie about these situations multiple times in order to avoid accountability. There are multiple victims of the same age. Each one will be given different fake name for clarity and providing context. These motherfuckers better... You know how good this would... Employment would do wonders. I'm not even saying that it's wrong to make the Google Docie, okay? But, like, I think we gotta, like, really, you know, knuckle down and file for employment. August-September 2024 incident. Between August and September of 2024, Daisy would distribute a well-known and disturbing CSAM known as Daisy's Destruction within his Discord server and his friends' DMs. Do not seek out the source material, as it's both highly illegal to watch and unlawful to seek out. The way that this is written is really weird. Am I wrong in saying that, like, the language here is like a little freaky deaky? Unfortunately, it is named in the doc due to various forms of hypocrisy directly referencing the name. Daisy's destruction is not directly tied to this. He had come across a UTTP video on YouTube, heavily censored and blurred video of Daisy's destruction, and decided to send it out to his server, estimated 20 plus people, and ping the people, blah, 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 with the UTP blah, which led, blah, blah, blah. Okay, there's also been testimonies regarding Daisy's video, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so, what the fuck? Who the fuck are these people? This sounds like a Roblox. I presume the evidence has all been reported and submitted to the authorities. And sarcasm. Yeah. Well. Yeah. You know that didn't happen. Unknown user yells at Daisy for sending CSAM. N-word, you're about to... What are these people like? Fuck it. These are young people, aren't they? Unknown user yells at Daisy for sending CSAM. It is Discord and claims the second time has occurred. Hi, don't harass my partner over things. I do... As much as Cupid definitely is in the wrong for coming to you. Not because of the comment, but because of the Cupid hacks to send videos of CSAM. This is like... I need like these... I feel like I need to know more of the characters in this. Because I feel like I don't know who everybody is. I don't... Yeah, how stupid do you need to be for this to even happen to you? I need a dramatis personae for this, actually. I thought it was Orange. Never mind. I hated them because they defended a zoo pedo. I don't even know where any of these things happen. How does this even happen? I think Daisy admitted to naming herself after the horrible video. Probably. Dude, they done used the markdown to make that a bold too. This is mainly just people reacting to them posting it in a Discord server. Group of witnesses follow a narrative that Daisy's distributing CSAM, excused due to his mental state. Why, and then there's an XX. Daisy is the person they're all talking about, and no, Daisy is their birth name. Okay. I named myself after that pie Adam Sandler had relations with. That's actually a beautiful pie. Unknown witnesses confirmed that the CSAM video was left in the server for a decent duration of time, and a kid in Daisy's server clicked on the link, leading them to the video that unsends blah, blah, blah. Okay. You're telling me you accidentally posting CP in your server twice should not be public? Daisy states that the information of him posting CSAM in a server twice should not be public information. Okay. Well. I don't even know who you people are, but there's this place called Prison. There's actually this whole big thing about a guy who didn't kill himself. You might have heard of it. His name is Jeffrey Epstein. You know, he also was a pedophile. You're telling me you accidentally posting CP shouldn't be made public? Yes? Are you fucking serious? Daisy quotes Graceful to private GC to reiterate that the information of him posting CSAM twice should not be public information. I like that this YouTuber with like 20k some odd 30k subs took it upon themselves to write over 10,000 words dedicated to this. It's been 0 days since Jeffrey Epstein mentioned by Diesel. He hasn't mentioned Too Mad yet. Dude, Too Mad would have loved going to Little St. James. Dude, what is it? Like that meme where it was like, imagine these guys in a room together, and it's that picture of Too Mad, Jeffrey Epstein. Who else? We gotta get like one guy who definitely shouldn't be in that rotation. I never really liked Junie because of their angel avatar and constant need to yap about moral purity. Like, shut the fuck up and block them, damn. Does this beat the 14 pages guy? That's like so 2 seasons ago, you know? No, it can't be people related. It has to be like a guy who definitely shouldn't be in the mix. Daisy is accused of naming himself after the CSAM video. Either way, wise, I don't care. It wasn't my fault either, but she didn't made it out to be. Daisy's Discord display name is set to Daisy's Construction. Yet another reference to the CSAM he distributed 7 months after he stated he would never name himself after it. Daisy's continuous insensitive jokes regarding his display names referencing the CSAM he distributed brings fallacy to his public stance and his actions. There's like two... I'm skimming this. There's an entire second Google Docie because this entire thing gets like thrown up on its hands. Okay, how many updates does this have on Reddit.com? That's so true. These people would be happier if they just drew stuff. The moral policing is insane. What the fuck is that website? Oh, that's TikTok. Am I stupid? That's TikTok, yeah. For sure. Didn't you send Daisy's instructions video to people? No. Lol. This literally just didn't happen. Watch my video on YouTube debunking it. Daisy responds to a commenter and lies about him distributing this video, stating that it never happened and that it was debunked, saying it didn't happen, is insanely misleading, even if an accident still occurred. So, is this person, like, are there pronouns he, him, or, like, is that what they're doing? Or are they, like, mispronouncing them right now? That is not the word for it. You know what I mean? I'm trying to learn the lore of all these people instantaneously through the collective autism in my chat. Daisy responds to a commenter and lies about him, blah, blah, blah. No, Daisy has numerously made and continuously contained that all of his allegations are debunked in his entire YouTube career. Daisy has not once debunked any of the things he did. This is because he actually did them, and there is no debunking. There's only taking accountability. This is a direct downplay of his actions in order to make the opposing party victims look crazy for pointing it out. Prim is a 16-year-old who was born on January 4th, 2009. Dude, blood missed everything. She's an ex-friend of Daisy's. Prim has been accused of being a pedophile at 15. What the fuck? What were they going to the preschool and what do you mean? And the zoophile. But these I can't, dude. Dude, the fucking internet panopticon that we've all decided that we think is like a thing that needs to exist is like fucking insane, dude. Everyone in this drama is like 15. Really? Dude, the fucking panopticon we've all put ourselves in of social media is like a problem, all right? We need to like disconnect ourselves from it, dude. And zoophile, but these claims have never been proven nor fully justified. What do you mean fully? I don't even know what that means in this context, fully justified. All right, I'd hate the grammar police you here, right? But there isn't a fully justifying pedophilia or zoophilia. It's completely unjustifiable. Regardless of these actions ever get confirmed to be true, they do not excuse Daisy's actions toward Prim. February 2024. Daisy coerces Prim into getting up video calls with pedophiles and undressing herself for more money. These pedophiles believed they were talking to Daisy, but in reality, we're talking to Prim. Dude, this really is fucking like... This is fucking Epstein, dude. This is actually fucking Epstein. This money was barely kept by Prim, with the majority of the money being sent directly to Daisy. This is actually insane. What the fuck? May 2024. Daisy had collected and saved photos and a video of Prim masturbating when they were 14 years old and had accidentally distributed this. Is this real? I gotta ask, is this real? Okay, these people can't, they're not even like old enough to drink yet, and like, this is like insane what I'm reading. Let's see, they're 14 years old and an active blah blah blah. I also like that they keep explaining what the acronyms are in this. Daisy was having self-proclaimed manic episode on VC in his server when he decided to send Prim's nudes and CSIM video in his server, also while directing people to go look at what he posted. Daisy would go on to claim the narrative for himself by demonizing Prim to make his sexually exploitative actions towards her justified. Due to Daisy's severe sexual harassment and abuse towards Prim, she is no longer present online publicly. Daisy had also convinced Prim's partner to break up with her and claimed that Prim groomed them to push the narrative that Prim is a groomer when she is not. Daisy would also dox Prim later on and publicly post her face in his videos. These allegations are too boring for Diesel. Well, it's not even like they're boring. It's that they're so outrageous that I'm just kind of all like staring at this like, you know, when you're like, my eyes are glazing over. It's like, all right, buddy. I've heard this one before, okay? So like play a new instrument, all right? Invent something. You tried the lyre, you tried the lute, now it's time for the guitar. Okay, move on to the banjo. Remember when Shane Dawson was telling a strange story about his cat, and that was considered outrageous? Oh my god. In recent months, Daisy has spun a story that he meant to send a photo of one of Prim's messages towards him, but accidentally sent a video of her masturbating into the server chat. However, this is a lie made up by Daisy to cover his actions. Okay. Daisy took most of the cash. And then, pedophile who paid me to reveal myself on VC under the impression Daisy is me. So, like, I know the FBI is ran by a bunch of, like, fucking idiot stooges right now who are more happy to be participating on a podcast than doing their jobs. But, like, why am I reading this, dude? This should have been sent to the police. Cash Patel is gonna break into your home and stare at you for this. You guys, did you know that Cash Patel is like 4'11"? He's like mad short. Okay. On top of that, he always looks tense. Why is Cash Patel so tense? It's like he like sits down and he's like this. Like it's either he's got like shoulder pads in or like something. Like, dude, what is going on with that guy? All right, is he okay? Does he have like a herniated disc? Is that why he's standing like that, or is he like holding back a poop? Who's Cash Patel? He's in charge of the FBI. It's his remote-controlled butt plug from his girlfriend, who's a wrestler, right? Or is she a country singer? What's his girlfriend do? Oh, his country singer GF. Yes, yes. Yeah, everybody knows about him going to see his country girl, you know. Daisy convinced Prim to get on a video call with the pedophile. Okay, we already know about this. Okay. You explain this. Wow, this is horrible. I think Mama Max would be able to stop this. How will this affect Mama Max's legacy? Prim talks to an unknown user about how Daisy would meet the pedophiles he'd force Prim to undress in front of. Prim also describes how they feel like she was groomed by Daisy into forcefully sexualizing herself. I need like a shot and chaser. When I clicked on this, So chat, I was sitting there pre-stream. I was like, what do I do a stream on? Just a robot because he posted a video, or this stuff. And I thought about it and I was like, well, I don't want to do just a robot because like I'm trying not to be as political, you know? And that just a robot video is about iDubbbz, which is EHD, of which I don't want to do, and Trump. So I was like, okay, well, I don't want to do both of those things at the same time. Okay. So I was like, oh, let me choose the ACC stuff because it's going to be nice and easy. It'll be a nice little cakewalk, you know, a nice little first course meal, you know, from a man who's been starving out there in the content waste for some time. When I clicked to do this stream, I wasn't like, yeah, let's look at the fucking Diddy Epstein blood with the calculator files. Okay. I didn't think like I was going to be looking at the fucking pro-Nazi Daisy destruction fucking, like, I don't even know, like, there's no, I can't even like gussy it up, dude. You know, it's like if you're walking down the street and a crazy guy just says the like the N-word, right? You're like, there's no style, no class with that. He's just slurring in public. And he doesn't have any, you know, there's no gas with it, right? But like when somebody like invents a new way to say something terrible, you're like, I believe this guy has invented a new way to be racist, and I find that very delectable, right? Like that's something. But it's not like, this is just like, hey, an N-word. It's like, I can't even enjoy it, you know? It's just like, it's just right out there, you know? You didn't even do a backflip when you said a slur. Yeah, there's got to be a little bit of showmanship with it. There's got to be a little bit of showmanship with it, right? I can't sit here and talk about how bad something is if the like bad behavior is the equivalent of like the pedophilic box ghost, okay? I need a Broadway play. Yeah. There's no pizzazz. Daisy wants to kill me, bro. Holy fuck. She keeps on lying about me. You're joking. No. Nah, bro. Did you see? She sent your CP is revenge. Nah, bro. Yeah, I saw CP rub my eyes and dip for real. I low-key be feeling bad for you. Yo, man. It's like low-key not cool to get fucking your CP shared. I didn't realize that you were like such a chopped huzz. I do be low-key feeling bad for you right now. And at first I was thinking, man, this jit cracks Discord servers. But now I'm just like 6'7", bro. Labubu Golden Dubai chocolate, dude. Oh no, my camera turned off because I forgot to turn on my fan. Oopsie. I guess I'm going to be Oh my god. I type like these people. Yeah. Dude, it's Cash, he got me. No, the reason it turned off is because I forgot to turn on my fan. Because my camera overheats. So I'm going to have to turn into fucking PNG diesel for a little bit. So I'll have to be this for a little bit. And then I can turn my camera back on later. All right, let's keep going. Now I feel weird. Now I feel like I should just be doing anything, you know what I mean? Let's see. This is the first time Prim was informed that Daisy had leaked CSEM of hers. This was revenge child porn. These are new words that have never been put to paper, dude. And go on to claim this was due to BPD manic episodes, despite manic episodes not even being a symptom of BPD. And then later would publicly claim that he was never manic and just accidentally sent CSEM of Prim from his camera roll instead of another image. Yes, they are. Well, look, okay, guys, we gotta understand that we're dealing with some real intellectual heavyweights, okay? Daisy would claim throughout the situation that him leaking Prim's CSEM was a result of a manic-induced BPD. However, manics are not a symptom of BPD. They're a symptom of bipolar disorder, which Daisy has claimed publicly he does not have. I don't think any of the people talking about any of these things know what any of these things mean. I have borderline, which is worse? They're asking. They want to pick, okay? I don't know what to do. I sent the video of Prim. I know people are already talking about tipping you to the FBI. Blah, blah, blah. Sorry, I want to cut myself. Are you... You know, this might be... I might be asking something that doesn't need to be asked, but... Kash Patel is busy, guys, okay? Listen, the FBI was really, really busy killing that physicist in Rhode Island and then ignoring the Brown University shooter for days until he shot himself in the head, okay? They were busy checking in the snow by kicking their feet up, okay? Unknown user talks to Daisy the day after he distributed Prim CSIM in the server. Daisy confirms Prim is a 14-year-old when the video is made and sent. My witness statement, brother, none of these things. My witness statement. Do you swear on this Bible that you saw them post CP in Gen? Everybody knows it's against server rules to post images in Gen. Why would they do such a thing? Also, you know, that's also like a crime and against Discord's TOS, but, you know, we gotta address the server rules first. FBI was busy spending 5 years trying to find a pipe bomb guy and still probably got the wrong guy. Well, when they finally got the pipe bomb guy, he was like, yeah, man, I'm a big Trump guy. It's like, well, how do you spin that one? You just can't. Two separate witnesses, testimonies from people who were in the VC with Daisy when they sent CSAM a Prim. Daisy was a self-proclaimed manic episode, decided to send C. Okay, look, we got it. We got it. You're kind of belaboring the point right now by repeating it. So I'm just going to continue scrolling down because it's just... I kind of want to get to the Nazism part because I think that'll be more fun than the pedo stuff. So I think I'm going to skip to that, okay? So we're gonna skip all the pedo stuff and just get right to the right to the goose stepping, all right? Before getting into the section, I should make it clear that this was brought up in the original Cupid, a whole other level of insanity video by Yummy Cactus. Daisy likes to make a claim that this was debunked. However, it was only addressed, not debunked. As soon after it was addressed, Cupid went on TikTok and claimed the video was full of misinformation, which it was not. This means that Daisy's apology was disingenuous and that Daisy never properly acknowledged their faults regarding the appropriation and glorification of Nazism. I think I'll resist the urge, but I understand why people like the uniforms. Minus the whole being like you know, anti-Semitic and racist and all of those things. But like, you could just like the Empire from Star Wars. That would probably be you know, less problematic. Dorky arguing over the reclamation of Nazi imagery. The reclamation, guys. You guys ever see that Reddit post where it's like, "Why is your profile picture the swastika? Are you a Nazi?" And the guy's just like, "No, I'm not a Nazi. It's just hard." And they're like, it's just hard. It's like, nah, man, I'm not Nazi. It's just, you know, it goes hard. Daisytron, fucking classic with the K's, and they have 2 lightning bolts. Daisy's bio has the SS lightning bolt dog whistle. Lol, you can't reclaim Nazism. The use of reclaiming is such a dumb fucking word. It doesn't matter if you're POC, unless they're all of the probably 10 ethnicities affected by Hitler and his bigotry. All of the 10 ethnicities. Let's not. Look, man. I think it was more than 10. You know, I think, Hitler had a really big problem with, 6, maybe 7 groups of people. I'm not even gonna talk about the fucking political misunderstanding that sentence is. I'm not even gonna address it. Okay, I'm not gonna address it. I'm just gonna ignore it because it's funny. You can't turn a uniform that has inspired hate and bigotry into an awesome reclaimed symbol. It doesn't matter if you're a Jew, which would have to be a specific ethnic group anyway. Who the fuck is the Nazi here? You or the other person? Which you'd have to be a specific ethnic group. Dude, the only Jews affected by Hitler were the Ashkenazis. Okay. Well, it's nice to know that we get very specific about who was affected by fucking Auschwitz, right? You can't reclaim the swastika into a cute little pro-Jewish symbol. Well, have you heard about Israel-Palestine? Because I think there's some left people who would disagree, but yeah, whatever. Then please, tell me, can black people reclaim KKK imagery? Oh, yeah, black people in the chat, would you just like to dress up as a Klansman? Sure. Would you guys like to do that? That sounds like an insane statement. And reclaim KKK imagery and say the N-word. The N-word is not KKK imagery. Oh, black people, why don't we just get together, have a cookout, burn a cross in our backyard? Is this not literally the same thing? Parentheses. By the way, I'm autistic. I word things wrong a lot, but I'm genuinely asking. No bad blood. No, they can't, lol. You can reclaim the N-word, but the N-word was reclaimed through years of strife. You can't reclaim KKK imagery or a swastika through a day. I'm autistic too. But genuinely think for a second if reclaiming a hateful regime would even be possible when Nazis. Okay, so like if the N-word took years of strife to be reclaimed, doesn't somebody have to be the first one to reclaim that thing for the process to start? So by your logic, somebody needs to bite the bullet of being transgressive to reclaim the symbol. So somebody has to put on the hood in order to reclaim the Klansman hood from the Klan. But you can't do that because it's problematic to do so. So you've introduced such like an impossible like this is a I'm not saying, yeah, guys, we should all reclaim the hood. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that like this standard is like weird and doesn't make any sense if you extrapolate it even to the N-word. Yeah, it's literally the catch-22 of woke. It's like, oh, reclaiming it would take away their power. But reclaiming it also requires that you be problematic for the people in the present. So it's like you're in a tough spot. I don't agree with you, but I respect your opinion, so let's go on about our days. Well, And then they posted it. And I can't read their chats because they're all cut off. So I guess we'll just read the response. This is the same shit as thinking as you can reclaim the KKK if you're black, as long as you don't somehow, as long as you somehow warp it into positive imagery. I don't understand. Is the person they're arguing with like fucking racist or something? Because they sound extremely racist as well. It just sounds like a different version of being racist. Reclaim the KKK if you're black, as long as it somehow doesn't somehow warp it into positive imagery. Doesn't fucking work. You're still tying a derogatory and bigoted view to your people. You can't reclaim shit like that. Slurs are one thing. What do you mean? Slurs are literally the same thing. You're still reclaiming a regime that sought rape, abuse, murder, and an ethnically cleanse a group of people. Screams, I'm a 15-year-old on Twitter, and I know nothing about the real world other than what buzzword I'll add to my bio to make myself unique today. Like, do you get how inane that is? I've got really bad news for you. I think you also might be 15, but I do not know that, so... let's see. Daisy had an argument over the reclamation of Nazi. What is this? I turn 18 next year. I'm not saying you're 15, lol. I'm saying someone trying to reclaim that screams a certain type of individual, immature, and inexperienced. Daisy has an argument on Twitter over the reclamation of Nazi imagery. Dude, I'm gonna be so real. I think we should reclaim fascist outfits, especially if you're a minority. You gotta understand, guys. I mean, shit. That BMW was gas. Oh my god. Let's see, because number one, why the fuck do we have to always associate it with history? That's so cold, not going to be repeated. That's so cold, not going to be repeated. Holy shit. Daisy states that people should reclaim fascist outfits and make numerous... Oh, I skipped over the rest of it. It just kept going. We aren't erasing any of the victims' identities. We still know Nazism existed and it was heavily harmful, and we always will. It's like, why are you trying to keep the fact that it's bad relevant? Those N-words, unfortunately, had style. I can't even disagree. But your argument is like cartoon. Holy shit, that's fucking funny. I think it would go really well if you tried to put KK imagery on the MPC coffee bags. I think my brother might at2 Brutus me before that could happen. Within good reason. I would... It's not very PC of us to put the KKK on coffee. Those motherfuckers don't even drink coffee. They drink like fucking tobacco water. Coffee with the K. Daisy states that people should reclaim fascist outfits and make numerous insanely insensitive comments. towards very recent modern history, and as a statement by saying Nazis had style. I like how they always just like repeat what they say in these, and they like treat that as like commentary on this, dude. Dude, I hate it, man. My chud son thinks that the Nazis had style, dude. Oh my. I'm not saying we shouldn't even be offended. I don't think the iconography is reclaimable, okay? I think it's bad. I think what you're saying is wrong. But then in the same respect, right? It's just like what the fuck do you even say to any of this? What the fuck do you even say to any of this? Oh shit. Also, fun fact, the history is being repeated in Gaza right now. And so many people, like Cupid, clearly don't know the harm of Nazism and why you cannot reclaim Nazi uniforms. This was on fucking r/YouTube drama, dude. 0 Palestinians were freed from. Oh man, you know, I've got to put my foot down and really make a statement on the IP conflict. I will definitely move the needle forward in this specific context. Guys, I ordered Diesel's apple cider today, and I have to admit the elf on the bag looks very Aryan. She can't be Aryan. She's from a fantasy country. Those aren't real. Dude, I think that with the amount of words in this, you could actually... This is more detailed than Trump's peace plan, actually. I think this might be moving the needle forward in ways we can't even begin to understand yet. Okay. The best part about this is that Yumi and Junie were caught doing the same thing, man. Hey, listen, you. We haven't gotten that far, okay? Dude, I honestly, dude, if these people want to dress like fucking Nazis so bad, why don't they put some bread on the table, buy some Rick Owens, okay, and then strut on the street in that weird latex shit? I do not like Rick Owens. I'm sorry. 0% of you have enough fashion sense to be wearing Rick Owens in chat, by the way. Also, sorry. Oh yeah. I also draw swastikas rapidly when I'm manic. Okay, if I walked in on my child and my child had like a coloring a sketchbook and the sketchbook was loaded with swastikas, I think we'd have a really long conversation. Yeah, I draw swastikas when I'm manic. You know who also did that? Charles Manson. Oh, you don't know who fucking Rick Owens is? Hold on. Let me pull up some Rick Owens, dude. Let's pull up some Rick Owens right now. I gotta enhance. Hold on. Here's Mr. Owen himself. Mr. Owen in some Rick Owens right there. We got there's some more Rick Owens. Here's some more Rick Owens. These are all insane. Dude, is that Brian Johnson? Yeah, it's high fashion stuff. I could wear that. They're just wearing trash bags. Honestly, I get why some pieces of Rick Owens are like popular. I just know that I don't have the physique to pull off the style, but I get why they're mad popular in fashion. But yeah, the high fashion stuff doesn't get worn. That stuff stays on the runway. It's like when you make a concept car and you make a more boring, like, real car. I also draw swastikas rapidly when I'm manic. Sometimes I see animation memes with random Arab words in them, like lung, 3-stage cancer. It makes me fucking laugh. Not because I'm a Nazi, because I'm a manic N-word. I do anything. Dude, why is my chud son manically drawing swastikas on the wall, dude? Dude, Chud son who manically draws swastikas, or Foyd daughter who posts sees him in Discord gen chat. Philosopher, hey chat, just joined. Can someone TLDR the bit I've missed? So Hitler was reincarnated as a baby pedophile, and then there's a 10,000 word Google Docie. Daisy mentions the fact that he's manic. He rapidly draws swastikas. Throughout this section, Daisy will look, man, these are like really worthless, right? These are really worthless because this person is just repeating what I just read, except with zero sauce. Okay, so I'm just gonna read the messages. 1 day period pain so bad she H. Okay, Junie draws SS. Nice day. Hey, you stop that. I mean, I'm calling it SS, but like to the untrained eye, that's just like a lightning bolt, you know. I hate that there's a chapter called Trans. Oh, I love that Gorillaz song. Put a lien on your house and buy some ugly ass Rick Owens boots. You know, honestly, in this day and age, maybe that would have a better return on investment. Yeah, it's Sonichu to the rest of us, yeah. Junie draws. I swear I said vinegar. Junie draws would hear Yanny. That literally completely doesn't even make sense to me, whatever you say. Everyone put T's in a doc right now. Junie draws. F slur. India disrespect button. Junie joins Daisy's public server, and Daisy's friends start using Nazi dog whistles. I don't think it's a Nazi dog whistle to say I hate the Jews so much. I think that might just be. I think that just might be just what they say. I think that's just like their whole bit, actually. Relatable, dude. Dude, this is crazy. This is literally the Hitler Youth. The Hitler Youth if they had a Discord server instead of like a camp or whatever dumb shit they had them doing. That was so out of nowhere, Lamau. Oh my god, I hate them. Please, as someone who's half German, gas them. But win. Agree with you, babe. What the fuck? My anus hurts. I love Nazis, but fuck Jews. Oh, you can't see it, but I just like put my head in my hands. What are we doing? What is this? What? Hey, for those of you that don't know, quick history lesson. So it all started when Archduke Franz Ferdinand was assassinated by partisans in the 1900s. And then we entered a completely pointless global war. It was called the Great War at the time, but then one guy said, what if we did that again? That guy's name? Adolf Hitler. So he took over the Weimar Republic and he decided that he'd be in charge now. And well, one could say that he, invaded Poland. For context, this character, named Peacemaker, was designed as an attempt to, quote-unquote, reclaim Nazi uniforms and turn Nazism into something more positive. This design is noted to have similarities the Hermann Göring's custom military uniform, as well as an armband. The Mercedes-Benz logo is used multiple times throughout the design. These pictures are slightly altered in color and are more saturated. The actual uniform was a bit more gray. Dude, not only are these guys geopolitical scholars, but they're also World War II historians. This guy talks like Birdley from Deltarune. Hermann Göring, born January 12th, 1893 in Rosenheim, Germany, died October 15th, 1946, Nuremberg. Guys, now this is what we call foreshadowing. You see, something a little crazy happened at this place called Nuremberg, but, well, you're not ready to learn about that just yet. Oh my god. They say the Archduke Doc changed the world forever. Was the leader of the Nazi Party and one of the primary architects of the Nazi police state in Germany. He was condemned to hang as a war criminal by the International Military Tribunal at Nuremberg in 1946, but took poison instead and died the night his execution was ordered. His colossal girth, that's a weird way to put that. He doesn't even look that big, dude. I see bigger people these days. His colossal girth was the result of a glandular defect than gluttony, but his excessive resort of paracodeine tablets, a mild derivative of morphine, poisoned his system and made recurrent treatment for drug addiction necessary. His addiction helped him, alternatively elated and depressed. He was egocentric and bombastic and delightful and flamboyant. Clothes and uniform, decorations, and exhibitionist jewelry. And then there's this. Groomer CP possession. Let's talk. This is such a deep cut, by the way. I would not know. You know, I will say this, right? You could have just been like, their OC is based off of this guy who is a Nazi, and then immediately like saved me all that time. Okay. The pearl gray uniform was unique to Hermann, and we see that Cupid is using a uniform that seems to be a mysterious combination of different Nazi uniforms and taking those unique aspects from Hermann, as confirmed by the Hail Sieg screenshot below. Shows a screenshot of Cupid's character performing the Sieg Heil salute, which is known as the Victory Salute or Hitler Salute. Oh, thank goodness. Also, Hail Sieg, fuck Hitler. He was an actual loser. Dude. Dude, hailing Hitler, but then saying, but nodding your head no, so that way people know you don't agree with him. Dressing up as a Nazi, but constantly going, I love the Jews, so that way they realize you're not a Nazi. The behavior goes back to 2023. And then there's them as a Nazi. Okay. And now we're moved to animation made by Cupid, featuring his main Sona wearing an SS uniform cap and Nazi armband just out of frame. Some do accident. How old is this person? Like, how old is this person, period? I know they're not like mad old, right? They're like 19 now or something. 5. Well, you know, mentally, yeah. Cupid was groomed by neo-Nazis during that time. Yeah, sure, why not? Okay. This is just like literally like what you do if you're like a anti-social. They just turned 17. Daisy is 17. This is literally just, you just be like annoying and like social boundary pushing at this age. Like this is what, like the, by the way, sharing CP of like people you know on Discord is completely non-justifiable and you need to get in trouble for that, period, right? But like also, you know, maybe like CPS should be involved on those things, right? And maybe you should be sent to like counseling during the course of all that, and that would all probably help you quite a bit, But even aside from that, like this kind of like Nazi posting stuff is like so indicative of like being a terminally online, socially maladjusted teenager. Like there's no helping it when you just like call it out like this, right? Like you kind of, this is like one of those things where they're like, oh, it actually takes a village to raise children, right? Because like, you know, if they're growing up in like a good setting, they'd learn why the Nazis are bad, actually. Being black and a neo-Nazi at 16 is crazy work, yeah. But then also it's like exactly the kind of like fucked up thing you would do when you're that age, you know? Yeah, it's all very, I'm 14 and this is deep. Yeah, like you're trying to like stand out, be cool, like fuck the system type shit. Like that's exactly what this is like. Like that's I've been there because I was that age. I know that's like unk talking, but like that's just what it is, you know? And I know it doesn't help when people call it out like this, right? Like this whole like I joke, but the whole panopticon thing is like not helping people learn their lesson for anything. It's not helping, okay? People don't grow up watching The Sound of Music anymore, I guess. Yeah, it's just going against the grain to be noticed. We only really talk about it because it's on the internet and it's permanent. Yeah. Yeah, his parents are also insanely abusive, sadly. They killed his cat. Well, that's fucked. It's indicative of a much larger problem. Like all of this entire document is indicative of this person's mental illness or like their personal struggles in their life. Which I don't know, sorry for me having fucking radical empathy or whatever the fuck, but like, you know, it's just you either, yeah, children don't develop these behaviors out of thin air. Yeah, 100%. 100%. And this is that. I hate this image. Nazi symbol isn't even right, bro. Well, God, I wonder what word that is. Thank God they blurred out the A, so that way I couldn't know that it was the word Nazi. Are we at the Junie stuff yet? No. How old are the people writing this Google Doc? How old are they? Because if they're 20 or older, they should be beaten over the head with a fucking 14 to 16. All right, thank Christ. But this fucking this YouTuber, you're telling me this YouTuber is like 16?
A part 2 to
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I never know. Some of these people have infant voice on the internet. I don't fucking know. So this is just child on child violence. It's a mix of adults and kids. Okay. Daisy makes Nazi collab art using the same Sona and animation above. The fuck is that? Reichsfuhrer and then a Wojak. Dude, it's a Weimar. It's a Weimar Wojak, dude. Diesel needs a tour guide. No, Diesel much prefer to stare into the abyss, honestly. The Reichsfuhrer. Yeah, but like when you did it on 4chan, nobody saw you say the F slur, okay? Everybody was saying the F slur and it was all anonymized. I like every time. Jesus Christ. What an insane profile. Holy shit. Holy shit. Oh my God. I'm manic right now. Well, thank God they put a fucking status on their account. Bro, what the fuck is this? Dude, worst Wojak you've ever seen just dropped. Okay, so there is a transphobic Wojak with that's like the KKK flag, right? That's like their flag. Cancer, you stupid vaccine shilling Jew. Why are you spreading lies like the K word you are? K word in all caps. OP is the K word. K word, K word, K word, K word. Dude, Daisy changes his profile picture to a hanging transgender soy jack. I think the only thing better is the fucking running commentary of the document. And his banner is the KKK flag. His bio reads out. Oh, thank goodness. What is this? Is this for the fucking people who can't read the screenshot? The K word is a Jewish slur, of which Daisy cannot reclaim. N-word, what do you mean? I don't accept shit for free. I'm like Mr. Krabs, Jewish and greedy. Daisy makes an anti-Semitic joke about Jewish people being greedy. Feel free to note that Daisy was not manic at this time. He just said this to say it. Well, okay. Thank God. Thank goodness they were there to really make sure. Dude, whatever. I don't even know what to say to this aside from how fucking insane this is. What are they doing now? I saw the bulletin, bruh. Yummy and her N-word, K-word GF are all up in my drawers. Daisy purposely misgenders Yummy and refers to his Jewish boyfriend as a K-word parentheses Jewish slur. They like write this like they're offended, but like I don't know how you can read this and think that.
Brother.
Brother. K-word, 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 K-word. I'm Hitler. Gassing N-word Jews. I'm really afraid I'll accidentally say one of these. Daisy spams the Jewish slur and makes jokes about Hitler gassing Jews. These aren't jokes, these are statements. You mean whiter. Arian and Clank, baby. Yummy Cactus, what do you think about Rosa Parks? She was blind and deaf and died in the Holocaust. And wrote a diary or something. Daisy makes an anti-Semitic joke about Anne Frank, the Aryan race. Did you guys see the meme where Yakub comes out and he's like, solve this quadratic equation? And then like a Yakubian fellow from Agartha comes out and is like, the equation is this. And then like a female lady, what am I saying? Comes out and she's like, oh my God, this is a meme that I saw on twitter.com, aka X to Everything app. I usually, I gotta be honest, I don't see the K word very often. I'm a pretty well-traveled internet user, okay? And I don't even see the K word that often. So it is pretty impressive. Let's see. Tex Jewish Warsaw doppelganger, okay. Warsaw referring to the Daisy's status is set to Tex Jewish Warsaw doppelganger. Warsaw referring to the Jewish ghettos used in World War II and the Holocaust. You know the struggles not to say the real words? That's how white people feel listening to Little John. Well, the problem, like, when I have, like, words in front of me, I want to read them as written. So I'm, like I don't want to... It's not like I want to say the words or that I feel them calling to me like the Green Goblin mask or something. It's just because I'm reading it like a line straight down, and I'm not thinking when I'm reading. I'm just doing it so that way I can make sure that I'm not giving like a silent stream, you know? I don't actually hate Jewish people, by the way. I only hate the government composed of Jews. And I don't... what does Nicholas Fuentes say about the organized Jewery or whatever he calls it? I don't hate the Jews. I just hate organized Jewry. Well, I that sounds pretty bad. I don't think... You don't hate me? No, N-word. That's dumb. I hate very little people, and the ones that I do hate aren't whole races. Daisy states that they don't hate Jewish people, but they hate the government composed of Jews, which is a reference to the anti-Semitic conspiracy theory that Jewish people rule the world. You know, if I didn't have these fucking geniuses here to explain this to me. Chapter 7, Zoophilia. Daisy has made numerous attempts to defend feral pornography depicting realistic animals and their anatomically correct genitals. Daisy has also admitted to drawing such things themselves. In what, the back of their fucking math homework? Daisy would also normalize these things to a 14-year-old, as previously mentioned in chapter 2. You guys say that Fuentes is not a virgin. We all know that he had sex with a man, okay? He's had sex with Destiny. He's had sex with that, like, femboy, okay? To me, it's like, I don't know why feral porn is bad, but anthro isn't. Because it isn't the same thing, so I don't see a difference. So I don't know if I'm not supposed to be upset or not. Isn't it even a zoophile bi? Feral porn is not. I'm not even. We fucking. Oh my god. I study psychology and you don't. I disagree. Zoophilia is a paraphilic disorder. Being obsessed with it to the point you want to commit crimes. Plus, it causes you psychological distress to the point of suicidal ideation and whatnot. You can disagree, but the science does not. You can be uncomfortable with it, by the way. I don't care about that. Ugh. I don't like when people only talk about knots and stuff. I think it's weird, but not all are zoophiles. Oh my god. Actually, I think the dog's okay, actually. Skip the feral thing, holy Jesus. Well, I think I want to get to the trans part, so. These screenshots refer to Graceful, an MTF transgender YouTuber. Yeah, the dog warts argument has come back, dude. Dog warts, I haven't heard that name in at least 6 months. This is what happens when kids grow up on TikTok. I don't even know if I'd say it's just TikTok's fault. I think it's like the internet as like a collective Lovecraftian entity did this, dude. You know? I think the internet is like a tool that like sucks the fucking dopamine straight out of your brain and into Peter Thiel's pocket. Okay? So that way they could like develop a way to better control the masses. 2 chapter 7s cause 7, 8, 9. That's not as good as 6, 7 though. That's the thing. Yo, what up, Daygother? What up, my NY? I don't know about Graceful Man. Can use whatever pronoun she wants. I don't care, Kit Kat, but damn, you can't look at this thirst trap. That's such a bad image. Graceful's entire chat. Why misgendering me? At least I have real boobs. Status was in reference to Graceful and Daisy made their status. Okay, I think I get the picture. I'm good. Let's move on to the Docky response. All right. Second document against Daisy is unfinished. You made a second document? Who the fuck made this one? This document is currently unfinished / being worked on. Documenting Daisy's behavior. Trigger warning. This topic will blah, blah, blah will contain all of that. Guilt tripping, dude? Guilt tripping is crazy. Okay. I don't think I want to read another one of these. I'm good. I have fucking things to do. Documents against Junie and Yumi plus Junie's response. that fucking picture. Necrophilic rape. We're just putting words together, man. We're just making words, dude. How did we get here? This section is dedicated to how Mason and Dippy became friends with Jumi and Yumi. Mason. I met Jumi Jabi. I met Junie and Yumi. I need to zoom in a little bit. I'm blind. Dude, shout out to Vivaldi. I think this is actually a goated fucking browser, dude. I met Junie and Yumi in July of 2025. I didn't know much about them other than Dippy knew them. Who? I'm going to watch this stream later. My brain has already started to decay. Well, you know. I don't have an answer to that. RGC was made on 7/22 while the Your Triple Blocked drama was happening, specifically to talk about the stream. I had been with them for about 2 weeks by then. Nothing really happened during that time. Only on 8/13 is when everything started. Necrophilia, self-harm, gore were introduced to me on call. That lasted 3 hours. By the end, I said, oh my god, I think I'm a necrophile. And Junie asked me if I'd like to see some of their necrophilic art. They deleted it right after, but Yumi did not delete the art they sent. We were starting to get really close after this, and calling for hours on end. Playing Roblox. Talking about drama. It was really crazy that this person is like, yeah, so I told the people who groomed me that I love necrophilia. On 9/20, I officially said I was not a necrophile. What were you doing? Trying it on like a pair of shoes? Even after that, they continue to make jokes as of 9/22. Bro, I knew a guy who believed Santa was real until he was fucking 27, okay? I relentlessly mocked him even when it wasn't the Christmas season. But I guess that's not really the same thing. On 10/20, we decided to finally confront them about how we felt. At first, we were going to get apologies, and then we started getting blamed. Apparently not saying stop or no makes it okay for them to share gore and necrophilia. After this, we made up. Dippy and I literally just gave up trying to talk. And made a new group chat with the promise to say we'd communicate more. We did not. I have a link to the recording of the entire confrontation, GC. Slow down and read carefully. Oh my god, so it's a fucking chat? Ugh, I'm not gonna do that. I'm lazy. It went from apologizing to straight up guilt tripping. I wasn't in the entire call. It was literally just Yumi crying and I left. Dippy. I first met Junie with my ex-friend Jack. Dude, we gotta stop introducing characters. Dude, we got Jumi. We got Junie. Junie draws. We got Yummy Cactus. We got Cupid. We got fucking Dippy Bo Bippy. We got Jack Cinnamon Barf and fucking all of these things. We need a character sheet. Dude, it's a Glup Shitto Olympics in here, dude. It's a veritable Patriot Games. Like, they got all of these people from each of one state. When my ex-friend Jack Cinnamon Barf was telling me about how this YouTuber made a video about Charlie. We are Charlie Kirk. Jack's now ex-partner. Jack would tell me about how much this Junie person annoyed him. And he DM'd Junie about the video. Soon he invited Junie to his now deleted server and asked me to join a VC with both of them. So I did. I was very confused when he was talking with Junie because he wasn't like how Jack described them at all. He was very kind and nice to talk to, so we started playing games more and talking more in the server. Junie soon introduced me to Yumi and invited me to their own server. I started to view Junie as a friend, and so I could add them on my Straw Page friends list. Diesel, wait until you meet Anal Bones. Okay, well, you know, there's always somebody else here. Can't even have. There's no comedy left in me. Just a void. Just a cinnamon barf shaped void. I wanted to ask if it was okay. I can add you to my wall of epic people on my Straw Page. What What the fuck is this, dude? What is a fucking straw page? Is that like a link tree, but for like pedophiles to aggregate all the children they want to groom? Stop, please stop. We started out getting closer, and Junie also got semi-close with Jack. But then Jack started talking bad about Junie, even though he wasn't doing anything wrong. He would talk behind his back, and I felt the need to tell Junie and Yumi about it. They were obviously hurt by Jack's words, so I decided to spy a little bit in the moderators chat. As time went on, a lot of bad things were coming out about Jack, specifically him being a groomer. This led to Junie finally making the decision to make a video on him and reach out to more people. He told me to exaggerate my experience on Jack and use specific wording to make people more inclined to believe Junie's video, which isn't a bad thing. It's just pointing out the fact that he deliberately uses specific phrases to bring more people towards his side. What? What the fuck? Well, you know, we think that this Jack guy's a pedophile. We think he likes to groom little kids. But we're actually also thinking that you should lie so that way it'll sound better for our side. Even though we'd win, we just want to make it super duper sure that this guy is screwed. I think that might work in the reverse when you do that. I also like how they're like, look, man, I know I lied, but it was justified, honestly, in the end. Let's see. I don't remember what the conversation was that we had a few weeks forward. My response to something Junie said was, I remember quite well, actually. This is a different Jack, okay? Straw Page is an anti-Zionist alternative of Card, if I recall correctly, Lamau. You're lucky I'm a fucking Zoomer, so I understood that entire sentence. But if I was, like, literally 30, I would not understand what you just typed. It's a different birdie, right? This is no, it's a different Jack. Fuck, I'm getting confused. There's too many here. I don't remember what the conversation was. My response, somebody to Junie says, I remember quite well, actually. And I honestly panicked a little bit, because I had made Alfred's Playhouse reference without meaning to, since a lot of people are understandably put off by it. Okay, I gotta ask, what is Alfred's Playhouse? I literally don't know what the fuck that is. This actually is like reading fucking high schooler drama. Newgrounds animation. Okay. It kept popping up on my TikTok For You page, and that line stuck in my head. Let's see. Junie asked if he had heard correctly, and I started saying sorry, but to my surprise, he said it was perfectly okay and that I don't have to worry, and that he's actually a fan of Alfred's Playhouse. Shortly after, he went to our group chat with only me, Yumi, and him in it, and drew us as Alfred Sonas. There was definitely more conversation that happened before he drew those, but I sadly cannot go back and verify since I got kicked from the GC. Alfred's Playhouse is a Newgrounds animation made by a woman who later became a prolific alt-writer. Wait a second, I know what Alfred's Playhouse is. Okay. Diesel, no, that animation is a huge red flag. Yeah. Now that you mentioned the fucking prolific alt-writer thing, I 100% know what you're talking about now. I did not remember the name of it, but I do remember it. Okay, thank you. Yeah, that is a humongous red flag. That's actually foreshadowing. That's something that'll come up later. A few months later, we played Minecraft and VC'd in a group chat called Elite Chuds. Elite Chuds. Dude. I can't even imagine. Dude, you first heard of Thug Shaker Central. Get ready for fucking elite chuds. The same night, Junie said he had to go do something real quick. Yummy said, "Oh my god." And I was curious, so I asked what was happening. And said, "I can't tell you, but it has to do with Junie. But I want to tell you." In response, I said, "It's okay, you don't have to tell me." He told me anyways, but I said I couldn't tell Junie. He said that Junie left to go cut himself for him. And I was understandably taken aback by what he said. When Junie got back, we talked about it a bit, and then Yumi brought up what Junie did. And he asked Junie if he could send a photo of what he did. I said sure, and was shown Junie's self-harm. This photo no longer exists. I will clarify, I did say yes out of curiosity. And that night continued from there. We called inside of another group chat, and they wanted me to search up extreme questions. Parentheses, yes, they did contain sexual questions. I like how they're like, well, you know, I didn't really want to see that, but I did look it up. Extreme questions. Yes, they did contain sexual questions, but they wanted that, and I offered other questions that seemed more tame, and they didn't want to do those. To all ask each other. I found some, pasted into GC, and we all answered them together, which is actually when they told me they were necrophiles. Junie admitted to being one first, and he convinced Yumi into being one too. They then asked if I would do the BDSM test. Okay. And we did. We all showed our results together, but I have no clue if they deleted theirs or not from the GC. A lot of the answers were the way they are because of childhood trauma, and I will not be elaborating on any of them. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Oh shit, this is fucking funny. Oh my god. A little further, I remember wanting to make a Jojo Rabbit fan art. Jojo Rabbit! This really is the Hitler Youth. But in my mind, it felt weird because it's almost like making fan art of Nazis. So I went to Yumi asking questions in VC. He said it was perfectly fine and that he's drawn way worse. And then asked if I wanted to see his Italia Iron Cross fan art. Oh my god. They might be far right, but they're still gay. Oh shit, the Italia fan art is so fucking funny. To reassure me that the fan art was okay to make. I decided to lighten his mood, so I jokingly drew up a stupid image. Okay. Okay. More months passed, and Junie wanted to call me at the same time as my other friends, but I didn't want to choose between them, so I tried to explain to Junie that they wanted to call, and he said if he could join our friend server. I hosted a poll, and everyone there agreed to let him and Yumi in. I told Junie that my friends make certain jokes that they might not agree with, but he said he was fine with it. We were all having fun and just hanging out with one another, and then one of my servers that I owned got spammed with gore links. I deleted them promptly, took screenshots as evidence, but my curiosity got the best of me. This fucking kid is like, look, I saw this really awful thing, and I didn't want to look at it, but, you know, then my curiosity got the best of me, and I looked at it. Let's see, it was actually real, and it was. I was in a panic state and shocked, so I was rapidly explaining what I just saw to Junie in DMs after frantically saying that we were in a call too. I sent the link after saying if you wanted it. VC for proof. This was horrible for me to do, and I regret doing it, but Junie stated he forgave me, and he said he didn't hold it against me. Didn't they ask for it? How is it your fault? Oh my god. You asked us to stream for you, Junie, like, because you had that lock. I never asked, blah, blah, blah. All right, whatever. Further ahead of time, we realized what we were doing was whatever, man. Sure. We reached the end of. Let's go to the Nazism section, dude. Let's go to another. We got not one but two Nazi sections in these Google Docies. Dude, did you guys remember that fucking the Minecraft movie is this year? Chicken Jockey is this year, dude. Another incredibly disturbing thing that's been found out is Junie and Yumi's Nazi artwork. Dude, why they were crucifying Daisy, but they themselves were also like, oh, you know, this whole Nazi thing is actually kind of based, actually. This directly contrasts everything they have publicly stood for, mind you. Junie is Jewish himself. Well, I mean, you know, from that argument earlier, I guess this is them reclaiming it, huh? It's extremely sad and concerning that he would not only allow his partner to draw such works, but also partake in it himself. Below is a screenshot of one of Junie's OCs in a Nazi uniform. Note the art style, which is extremely recent. Dippy note. Yumi is the one who told Junie to draw this. One of Yumi's doodles of his OC, Feeblev, wearing a Nazi uniform. Dippy note. Thank God we got a Dippy note. He explicitly told me this was Feeblev's original design. It wasn't me who told him to draw this. He was doing this long before I ever met him. Okay, Below is Junie's response to Give My Heart to You, Roblox emote, which is known to be referencing Elon Musk's controversial fascist salute during the post-inauguration speech. Dude, there's a Roblox emote that references fucking Elon Musk giving the fucking Nazi salute. What the fucking kids playing on Roblox? What is going on Roblox.com? That fucking CEO needs to be fucking checked, bro. Junie's response to a question about making a Nazi uniform. Junie will make a kawaii core Nazi uniform. Now, do you Jen want this? Because I'll do this. Yes. Junie's screenshot of an unsent text in announcements in a public server with over 1K members, mostly being children. I get why Australia doesn't allow kids on social media anymore. Yeah, I'm beginning to... I net positive. Net positive, honestly. Yeah, this is like... I have such a negative view of Roblox. I don't give a fuck how much dress to impress people want to play, okay? Like, dude, if you don't support them, good, okay. Apologize. Show support for the groups affected. He just denies, and acts like he's been forced to listen to Death in June. Me, when I can't help but listen to Jew Killer Hitler 666 because the beats are insane. More of Yumi's Nazi artwork. I mean, I don't think that's theirs, but I'm not surprised. Note, the date of the screenshot above, Junie has stated all artwork of this nature was from over 6 months ago. I want someone to make shallow cuts in my neck until I die. Maybe I'm weird. I don't care. Dude, I don't know what the fuck needs to happen, but I think we need to get rid of fucking Discord. You're not weird, okay? Okay, we all want to do this. Junie and I were talking about our dream dictatorship last night, and you guys are a part of it. Guys, I want to make my own ethno-state. and all my friends are gonna be in it, and we're all gonna live happily ever after as rulers of a really, really terrible regime. Well, what's your autistic mind palace? Ethno state. Oh, okay. Ew. This is like when Just a Robot was like, we should have an autism ethno state. The next section is labeled rape. This is actually exhausting. This section is not included to shame or humiliate Yumi or Junie. Yes, it is. Stop it. Moreover, it is here showcasing that despite publicly shaming or ridiculing others for glamorizing and fetishizing rape, they do this themselves. Oh my god. Is the ethno state gonna be like the zesty racist club? Though they have canceled others for glamorizing rape, Junie and Yumi are not innocent of this either. They have all engaged in the same content as well, even sharing it to their friends, romanticizing it by joking about it, and requesting for their friends to draw it for them. Let me think about this compositionally. Okay, give me some creative freedom. Creative freedom, drooling face. Feeblev and Curvo rape porn. You don't have to draw Curvo all the way. It just needs to be implied. Bro, for context about them asking their friends to draw them rape porn, here's DMs of Yummy and Dippy. Yummy had known prior that Dippy was struggling with money at the time and kept increasing the price of commissions to try and convince Dippy into drawing such art. $10 commission. What do I get? You can get a bust, 2 headshots, or 10 colored Chiwakawa doodles of any character you want. Licks you. I will Chiwakawa-fy anyone. I like money. I'll do anything. How about 15? Damn, $15? Damn. I knew the economy was bad, but damn. So you're saying the people who condemn the actions of others are doing those same actions. Wow. Yeah. A transcendental experience. I'm like, you know those pictures of it's Dr. Manhattan sitting on the rock? It is 2020. And someone has been accused of accusing people of actions that they themselves do. The year is 2023. People condemning others for doing actions have been seen doing the same actions. It is 2025. And it's just that. It would work better if I could say the exact same thing over and over, but I swear this is a gas meme. It's my Goblin OC, and he's sitting on a rock and he's doing the thing that Dr. Manhattan did. Okay, you also he's naked and green, but that's like the usual. Dude, Trump tariffs on rape porn. How about $15? What does that get me? You can get a fully shaded half body. Hey, I really need money right now, so 25 full body shaded plus a headshot. Convince Dippy to. Oh wait, I'm updating the app. If it doesn't work, I'll just make you cash app my sister. Isn't Koro Objectum? Yes. Easiest screenshot I can find. Yes. Below a pile of screenshots showing how often they mention rape and joke, glamorizing it. God forbid somebody joke about rape. You're telling me somebody's joking about rape? That would never happen. Not in commentary. No, never. No, wait. You're supposed to be like, oh my god, my boyfriend's so pathetic, and then kill Mason, and you rape me too. Okay. What the hell is going on with this guy? Why is Gubby Rape on here? Evil Rape Apartment. I'm gonna rape everyone. Chrissy likes rape porn armpits and has a foot fetish. Rapes harder. I've been raped. I've been raped. Finger rapes you. Or I rape you hard. Rapes you. Did he die rape? Get raped. I'm sure you guys got plenty of clippable things from that. I'm hoping you're all satisfied with what I'm providing. Junie rape. Yummy yummy rape Junie. Rape. I'll rape you. Bay? More like rape central. But TikTok will rape my ass cheeks if I say that. Rape. Making jokes about rape. Sai's gonna show up and disavow Diesel publicly. You know, I'm sorry. I think that you know, I can't even come up with something funny. Excuse me, I actually don't give a shit what the fat misandrous lesbian has to say about me. Doesn't she have like a web comic to never finish or something? Yumi has also drawn rape porn of Necrojimba and Map Jimbo. The included screenshot below is Junie talking about how he'd be okay with the character raping. What the fuck, dude? What the fuck? You can't just show back shots completely uncensored like that. Who the fuck is Map Jimbo? Mab Jimbo could rape me any day. It should be known, Yumi specifically said he has a very degrading things regarding Daisy's rape. There's no evidence, as it happened in VC. However, considering Yumi and Junie's habit to wish death on others and mock their traumatic experiences, this is not far-fetched at all. Yumi's first comment was regarding Daisy's old rapist cousin grooming him. Dude, I've said the word rape so much it doesn't sound like anything. Grooming him into touching one of his siblings as a child. He stated he could have gotten away with it since nobody mentioned it, and that he hated how honest Cupid was. What, Jimbo? Yeah, I was gonna say, who is Map Jimbo? Who is Map Jimbo? He sounds like he's attracted to children. The second statement is far more graphic, with him literally downright stating, I hope Daisy gets raped by their cousin again, because he was mad at him. We should also let it known that Junie did criticize... Dude, I really think we need to get Lyle Convoy in here to have a 3-hour call where he talks like a father to these fatherless children. I think this time it would really make a difference. I think this time we would be able to fix them. I think this time it would work. I think we should try, just one more time. Just one more time. And then I need somebody to get performatively mad about all of this on another stream where they think that that's going to move the woke needle forward, okay? Dude, somebody call an expert. Daisy, note, I fucking hate you. I literally have nothing else to say. Will you make Lyle roar on VC? For free? No, he's got to pay for that kind of service. I'm not a cheap whore. I'm an expensive one. Motherfuckers want to be woke and edgy, you just pick one. No, well, you know, the issue is the ones that, like, wanna be woke, but then, like, also just don't want to do anything that's, like, demonstrable. There are individuals who are more obsessed with never being perceived as doing wrong rather than doing right. Dude, he woke Edgeley across the pronouns. He woke Edgeley across the pronouns. I can't believe it. This is the future that you're going to have when Zoran Mamdani is president of the Islamic Caliphate of the United States. One of the most alarming things about all of this is that Junie and Yumi have been sending concerning screenshots and texts regarding self-harm. They have been on multiple occasions, talked, sent videos, and made plans to hurt themselves and their friends. Man, somebody should do something about that. Dude. Imaginary technique. Wokler. And I snap my fingers and I get a guaranteed hit. Junie, I'm so sad. The cuts Junie gave me are healing. Someone needs to take these kids' computers. Yeah, you're telling me. Oh my god, I'm running out of fucking mental for this. Let's go to manipulation. Allegations. Okay, well, this one seems interesting. Let me start off by saying no. Dippy and Mason are not groomers. Junie had lied about them grooming him. Dude, everybody's grooming each other. It's a groom off in here. I mean, I would have sworn that this was like a dog grooming. I butchered that joke. We're moving on from that one. You guys knew where I was going with that. It's okay. Junie has lied about them grooming him and Yumi to excuse their actions. Dude, these kids are like failing fucking math class using ChatGPT to write their fucking English essays, but then they write this fucking garbage. At least this way that somebody's getting paid out of it, I guess. I guess this is actually helping the GDP. Reverse grooming. I raise you reciprocal grooming. Reciprocal grooming. Proof of Junie admitting to claims that his ex-friends were predators. Man, get off the internet. I don't need to say this in a bad way, but worrying. Junie had been willingly posting and exposing his friends for the same things during all of this. It is a double standard if he believes that they should have known better, when he and his boyfriend clearly were educated enough to make videos calling out other YouTubers for the same thing. Also, Dippy and Mason did not dox Junie. Edited paragraph 11/28/25. Motherfucker was out here on fucking Thanksgiving week sweating over this while their auntie was putting the fucking cornbread on the table, bro. They do not support Junie being doxxed. Neither have been active for a while due to the stress of drama and other personal issues. Nobody who worked on this document helped nor condones and blah 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 blah. Been fabricated by YouTuber Friendly Fire and other less-known individuals. Any mention of the leaking server was completely separate and not visible to anyone. They are not part of UTTP. They are not this. They are not that. So this is Dippy and Mason being like, I did not do this. I am innocent. There's the fucking backshots again. We're going to move on. I feel like the ACC is just an old Western, but everyone has a pistol loaded with a content nuke about how they groomed one another. Yeah, but the content nuke is aimed at themselves. Every party involved in this situation is, by definition, not a good person. Dude, it's a real shame that 119 pages of the Epstein documents were redacted today, but at least these are 100% unredacted, including the backshots. Although I believe it's a little asinine to act as if it was because the situation should not be looked into any further than just bad parties doing bad things to one another. The situation requires more nuance. This document was not made to prove that they're bad people. Will any of these kids get into STEM? I think we'll be lucky if any of these kids are getting into fucking working at the gas station, bro. Yeah, retail is as far as they're gonna go. Which, is a respectable service. We need those kind of people. It's a respectable one. These two should not be in a relationship. Yeah, I agree with that, I guess. They should not have a platform in commentary because minors do not have consistent opinions. Well, it's something you learn as you get older. Not even adults do, actually. TJ Maxx's strongest soldier. Or morals. Nor are they developed enough to understand the severity of making extremely damaging allegations against other minors. Commentary is inherently an adults only space because you take on the responsibility of being an influence to people. A minor cannot handle this responsibility, due to be mentally underdeveloped. And these two have showcased not only a lack of ability to handle it, but have showcased they are more than comfortable abusing their platform. Additionally, they need to tell the truth to everyone. They lie and manipulate, and they're liar, pants on fire. There's another docky. Brandon and Dippy's context for for the Junie doc. So here's Junie's response in a video. Okay. I was groomed by my best friend.
Hey, it's Junie, and this
Oh my god. I think we need... Whatever, I'm gonna hit play.
video has been extremely draining to make, and I want to apologize in advance if I sound sick or tired or just get stupid and emotional during this. These past few months of my life have been genuinely nothing but hell, and I've fallen into a small group of people who perpetuated disturbing behavior I was having and eventually used it against me after it happening for so long. This video is something that has been very personal to me, and even after this video is uploaded, if I can help it, I genuinely never want to speak about any of these events or this person ever again in my life. I'm not afraid of my past actions, and I want to publicly condemn them, regardless of what I was groomed or coerced.
Can you talk about the rape? Can you talk about the rape drawings? Can you talk about the Nazi outfits?
into doing when I was 15.
Dude, a rap review? Dude, what is this, the needle drop?
I
At
wanna make
became
it
a
very clear
member
that those
at
actions
celebrates
should not be
30 months of
replicated,
membership.
idolized, or sought
Rat
after.
review.
I'm nothing but disgusted with the person I became while under the influence of the people I thought were my friends and the adults in my life. And I want to
Dude,
make
the
it 110%
adults in your life, okay.
clear at the start of this video that I stopped all of this months ago. I will never recreate my actions ever again.
Dude, I mean, statistically speaking, one of these people has to become a politician, right? I think that they should go YouTuber to presidential cabinet member pipeline. More likely than you think.
Despite my explanation of what truly happened, I am fully responsible for the things I engaged in, and I'm saying this out of genuine meaning. Nothing in this video is made to excuse my actions, and I don't want people to think that. Just Discord server way long ago, as the two were friends, and I saw him online a lot. He told me I was super nice, and eventually we started hanging around a lot whenever we could. He joined my Discord server, and I was especially close with him before I met my boyfriend. We had fake dating a few times as a joke, and would draw and play games together.
Well, I'm gonna rip off the band-aid here. If you've never met up with the person and it's all over Discord, it's all fake actually, because that's fucking mental illness.
Whenever we could.
I don't care if people start dating online, but like, brother, fucking go out to the park with them or something, or like the movies or bowling. You know, you can't go on a date in Roblox.
I looked up to him a lot, especially as an artist, and when I started dating my boyfriend, the three of us began to hang out more. Everything started off completely normal.
Okay, this is like a completely knee-jerk reaction, but like the fucking Animal Crossing music and like small bean avatar is like fucking making me viscerally angry, okay?
One day we were on call with Dippy, and he made a reference to Alfred's Playhouse, and because I actually relate to that show a lot, I was a bit excited that I had a friend who wouldn't yell at me for that. We talked about it a bit before Dippy mentioned—
Dude, all of this shit is so fucking... so fucking stupid. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody actually cares.
that he had a lot of edgy stuff that he did with his friends, and although at the time me and my boyfriend, Yummy, had never done anything like that, we empathized with him, and of course we still loved him. I was 15
Oh my god, loved him? Jesus.
at the time when things started to become a very not okay situation.
Uh-huh.
We were encouraged to talk about our kinks around Dippy,
Yeah. Oh no!
and even answered extensive questions about our sex life that he would send
Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. We're learning too much about these people.
this on VCs. Me and my boyfriend are
Favorite type of bondage. Favorite type of sex. Favorite type of turn on.
both victims of rape and exploitation, and we had a lot of sexual trauma over this that we had voiced to Dippy. And in response, Dippy would encourage us to make rape jokes and tell him about our
Can you describe the video for those of us who are not all deeply rotten and robbed of all innocence? Bold of you to assume that I have no whimsy in my heart, but man, okay, if I try to explain this, all right, like this is somebody who's like 3 degrees down in the chain after building a large YouTube following, which 32K, and if they're like 16, 17, if they're at 32K at 16, 17, that's nothing to sniff at, right? But they got big basically calling out people who are shitters on the internet. Okay? Other people their age that are shitters on the internet. And then it turns out they were doing the exact same thing as the people they were calling out. Okay? And now they are trying to move the needle back and throw the hot potato back at the people that accused them. Did I mute my Discord notice? Yes. I did. Because I didn't want to annoy everybody.
kinks and fetishes surrounding our sexual assault trauma. We would also talk about our self-harm kinks and be asked to go into detail on them by him. Dippy was the first person me and my boyfriend had met that didn't voice against those things, and we just internalized that everything was okay because he was our closest friend. And when requested, I had even drawn NSFW and suggestive art of my characters for him when asked.
Dude, it's like you did it. You were a gun to your head, you did it.
Despite the fact that drawing NSFW is something I almost
Whose
never
ping
do
did I hear?
because it makes me very uncomfortable.
Oh, the Newgrounds vid that they keep referring to? Fucking just... Alfred's Playhouse is like... The gist of it in this context that you need to understand is that Alfred's Playhouse just basically works as an alt-right dog whistle. That's pretty much it. It's just an alt-right dog whistle. Like, literally that.
I just did whatever was requested of me. And Dippy would ask to see NSFW and suggestive art Yummy's made, and even told him that if he made a Patreon, he would pay for it. The NSFW that was shown with Dippy was NSFW of Yummy himself. This would go on for a few months, and at the time, this one necrophile artist was getting cancelled and made fun of for being edgy.
His necrophile artist was getting made fun of for being edgy.
On TikTok. We began making jokes about anal
Dude, everything is like so fucking serious now. This is like so fucking exhausting.
bones, the artist, and this trend.
Like, I know I'm laughing, but like, make no qualms about it. This is like fucking draining.
Making a random character and slapping a stupid necrophile flag on it to make a quote edgy OC. Yummy ended up making a satirical necrosona to poke fun at how stupid and corny it was to do so. He sent it to Dippy, and Dippy told him how fire it was, even mentioning how he should post it and then delete it. When he showed it to me, I mentioned how the colors were arguably very artistically pleasing to work with, and eventually Yummy would be encouraged by
Wait, go back. That's the OC. I mean, it's fine. More. What do you mean more? When you low key flopping, so you pull out the unfunny Necro Jimbo problematic OC to get attention. What the fuck? What does that even mean?
bones, the artist, and this trend made
One
fun
more.
and he would pay for it. The NSFW that was shown with Dippy was NSFW of Yummy himself. This would go on for a
Anal bones.
few months, and at the time, this one necrophile
There
artist
he
was
is.
artist edgy how he should be artistic and made an inside joke out of Necro Yummy. At the time, we had been seeing people making fun of the same stuff all over TikTok. Dippy would make fun of anal bones in our DMs, so we didn't think anything was weird. And everything came to a head when we played this tally mark drawing game where we would play a horror game, and every 5 times we got scared, we were giving a drawn punishment by the other person. And when we were coming up with prompt ideas, Dippy had come up with the idea to force Yummy to draw necrophilic NSFW of me and him, and sent it to him. 5 out of his 6 prompts given to Yummy were about necrophilia. We had been making satire jokes about Necro and making fun of edgy new girl
Guys,
series.
the satire is so rape, and then that's it. That's the joke. The joke is, imagine you had sex with a dead body, and then that's the joke.
Like Necro Jimbo, but we never had made any necrophilia art.
This is actually like horrifying. The fucking amounts of terminally online involved in this is like fucking just absolutely like horrifying. I can't even imagine. Like sometimes I have like these fleeting thoughts of, oh man, if I was more financially stable and the universe wasn't so fucking awful right now, maybe I'd want to be a father. And then I see stuff like this and I'm like, oh yeah, well, glad I'm not.
And even then, we just convinced ourselves it was just a joke when Dippy asked. But obviously, in retrospect, I'm grossed out that someone I thought was my friend got
Why
my
can't kids play with Beyblades instead of drawing necro art? Well, you see, we got rid of third spaces, okay? We got rid of third spaces, and that's why we should introduce a multi-use zoning. Okay, it's why we should introduce multi-use zoning and build more houses and put more solar panels up. And then we should get windmills and put them in the ocean, get lots of power. And we should build nuclear reactors. And there'll be bike lanes everywhere, and you could take public transit. And it'll be great. It'll be amazing.
boyfriend to draw necrophilic NSFW of me and
Did they actually draw characters fucking dead bodies, or were their characters just zombies and they call it necro? I feel like they were just not zombies and they called it necro. Diesel autism moment. Yeah. It's actually that my autism is multi-use zoning and equitable living situations.
him.
We need more woke spaces. We need more woke spaces. We need more gender-neutral bathrooms. We need more gender-neutral bathrooms. And more gender-affirming care.
We were 15 and 16 and had them send it to him. Most of the list prompts that Dippy made were just asking for NSFW or suggestive art of me and Yummy. And compared to the lists we were given to Dippy,
We need non-binary subways. The sandwich place. I like the sandwiches.
Dippy's prompts were obvious jokes.
Is fucking a zombie not necro? I don't really feel like it is.
And were much more calm, which is what
I feel like if there's like a hot zombie character, people are like ooga, and then like you're not saying those people want to fuck dead bodies. They're just like attracted to like the monster, I guess.
we thought the game was supposed to be. The worst prompt I was given was to draw my OC in an SS uniform, solely because I am Jewish and it is the thing that would make me most uncomfortable, aka
So why'd you do it?
a better punishment. This was 6 months ago, and even then I'm embarrassed that I did. The drawing is very rushed and unfinished because drawing it
If
made
the
me
body
so
is cold, it
uncomfortable.
is. But if they're like a zombie that like is conscious and like can pay taxes, does that count? Or yeah, does a vampire count as necrophilia? What about a ghost? What about a mummy? Should we get? Do you wanna open up this can of worms? Okay, I'll show you a monster mash, buddy. Okay.
And grossed out. I told Dippy I didn't want to send it to him, but he
I
told me
feel like they would be swampy warm. That is actually more gross, I think.
it was just a joke and that it would be fine.
I'm just saying that zombie in Shantae is very hot. I would not say anything bad about her.
And as soon as the game was done, I deleted
It has to pass the Harkness test.
the image out of my gallery,
Yeah.
and I was upset about it for weeks for obvious reasons. The other worst prompt I was given was to draw NSFW of myself
Or what about people who are like, I like 2B. I think 2B is hot. Because 2B is an android. Okay?
and a night.
Dan Chat doesn't like room temp snatch. Also, girlies don't play. We know about Frankenstein's monster.
That's so true. That's so true.
It made me feel gross, and I'm a very non-sexual person in terms of art since it makes me feel very uncomfortable. So I just rushed the drawing and sent it to him.
So that's why these kids are misusing the terms. Well, that's why I said the thing about the panopticon earlier in the stream. We're all like I mean everybody, but I think kids and teens get this the worst. where they self-prescribe these expectations of society and polite and appropriate thinking, and then they apply it to every single action that they take on the internet, because their entire lives are on there. And ostensibly, people end up not doing anything with themselves, and these things end up happening because we're basically constantly living in a perpetual social contract induced surveillance state where everybody is watching every single action everybody does in an attempt to be able to morally show that they're a better person than the other person. And it's like really bad for the health of society. It, like, one of the worst things that Twitter has done, okay, like memeing aside, one of the worst fucking things that Twitter has done is give every single human being on planet Earth unfettered access to say whatever is on their mind instantaneously at any moment. Imagine you could read minds, okay? Twitter is literally, if you could read anybody's mind, boom, and then put out there. And then you throw in the fact that now you get paid for having hot takes on Twitter because clicks on your tweet can generate revenue for you. And that's a completely, like, new avenue of just horror. Like, imagine not only can everybody read exactly what you're thinking at a moment's notice, but now you can be paid for having transgressive or rude or terrible thoughts. Like, it is actually terrible. I think Twitter, I think fucking Facebook, I think all of these things are just awful. I say that as somebody who directly benefits from its existence. Like you can't, there's so many problems with Instagram. Like, Instagram encourages and reinforces people's insecurities about their body image in order to make you stay on there. And that is fucking bad.
He reacted to it with a drooling emoji, which I thought was weird, but I just assumed it was okay because he was my friend and I was very used to my friends being overly sexual with me because I feel bad telling them to stop. Later on, Dippy would ask to play the game with some of his other friends, one of which being an adult, but after I was given a prompt...
Twitter is like having telepathy that never turns
Exactly. And how many times have you seen a tweet on twitter.com, aka X to Everything app, where you're like, no person would ever say that in real life? The amount of insane people, like you would never see those things. You just don't. People don't act that way in real life because the social barriers that are up prevent us from doing that, right? But they're not the social barriers of like the fucking dystopian social panopticon, okay? They're just like, oh, well, I don't want to be rude because I have a connection to this person that I'm standing in front of. And also, they could punch me in the face. But like on twitter.com, you're good. You could just do whatever.
List filled with really gross fetishes. I backed out of the game and didn't draw anything else or engage with it again.
Yeah, I know it's ever. I'm just using Twitter as the punching bag in this scenario, mainly because we're all trapped on the same 5 websites now. Do you think COVID has caused an uptick in paraphilias and paraphilic behavior? I don't even think most of these people actually have paraphilias. I think a lot of it is them either misunderstanding their own, like, their own orientation or identity and then applying it to something extreme, or just like saying it for the sake of, again, being like a boundary pushing teenager, right? I don't think it's any more so than that. I think what happened during COVID is that more people got on the internet between 2020 and now. Like, I don't know, man. I've been on the internet since way before that. This place used to be a lot different before fucking 2021, dude.
Did the most normal prompt before he got uncomfortable as well and just quit. Dippy and his friends kept playing without us and ended up drawing the same stuff as jokes. Everything went back to normal for the most part until my boyfriend went away to art school for a month and I couldn't talk to him as often.
You went away to art school for a month? What the fuck kind of art school is that? Art military school? Do you think the normalization of therapy languages at young ages also led to all the self-diagnosed BPD cringe? I know you and I know you're asking that. Yes. I mean, yes. Look, the normalization of therapy by the millennial generation was a good thing. ... But they have also misinterpreted the lessons they were given by therapists, or bad therapists allowed them to run out onto the internet and post about it, assuming that they are experts. Being a patient of a therapist, does that mean you are a therapist?
If not, I couldn't talk to him at
Yeah,
all.
art camp. Sounds familiar. I think there's a certain German that we should be addressing right now.
During that time, I was left alone with Dippy, and I ended up getting overly attached to him, and we became nearly inseparable. We would call 24/7, and eventually he would invite me to his close friend server and told me his friends wanted to invite me. I was really excited, obviously, because I hadn't really ever had a friend group like that, and it made me feel special to be a part of his, quote, secret friend server. And I was invited in on the consensus that I shouldn't leak anything from there. Dippy
The
would
secret Chud server? No leaking from the secret Chud server. Us Chuddies need to be slurring in private.
always talk to me about how the server was filled with super edgy people and that it was a safe space for non-recovery. And at the time, I was suffering severely with self-harm and severe mental issues, and it felt safe to have people to talk about it too, although it would quickly become them encouraging me away from recovery.
Wow, that's fucking... Wow.
I always vent to Dippy about how pressured
Yeah, millennials when therapy is good and they decided to make it pop culture.
I was to become a
We're entering the Chud Lib era. I'm not calling it Chud Lib, okay? I'm not doing that. It's dark woke, and I refuse to do anything else. I know this what is it? I heard another term is like dirtbag left. But everybody in the dirtbag left is like fucking Destiny. That's it, just Destiny. And it's like, do you really want to be the dirtbag left if Destiny is the progenitor of that?
normal person when I was extremely depressed and having severe personality outbursts, and how I was experiencing severe hallucinations that impaired my everyday life.
COVID made me understand why scholars of the past wanted to gatekeep their memes so much from the common peasant. Dude, yeah, the Medicis were they were famous for their reclusive ideas. Yeah, Dirtbag Left should have just been Cumtown. I mean, it was literally Cumtown and then Destiny. And I guess technically, you know, Nick Mullen and Adam Friedland are still doing that. I guess, you know. Stavros is busy pretending to be a fucking actor instead of eating tzatziki sauce with the rest of us.
Dippy's close friends server was, for a lack of a better term, just filled with mentally ill people of all ages, including adults, with one of the members, Brandon, suffering from schizophrenia and suicidal ideation surrounding his psychosis. Me and Brandon got along really well, and I talked to him a lot because we both had hallucinations, and I had never met another person who had similar issues. Our conversations derailed quickly, and
Just saying it makes sense. Well, you know, I'd say, you know, I went to university, but then I also went to film school. So, like, you know, the democratization of education is very good for society overall. But then also the problem is that the literacy rate has declined significantly. But we're just getting off topic from the fucking stream.
his self-harm Twitter account to look through, and I got very used to Brandon being around. Dippy had always encouraged me to talk about sexual topics and self-harm and that stuff, and things escalated into him telling me about gore sites. We were on call when Dippy abruptly left before texting me that he found a gore site and wanted to see if it was real, and that he watched a snuff film on it. I was obviously
These guys kind of treat this stuff like it's really abnormal. Like when I was running around on the internet, like as a much younger person, do you guys remember ISIS? You guys remember ISIS? Does everybody remember that? That was a long time ago. But there used to be this... Well, they're still around. I was going to say used to. I'm saying it like fucking ISIS doesn't exist these days. But like, when I was around, LiveLeak was still around, dude. And I remember I just like went on there because like somebody at school was like, yeah, fucking LiveLeak. And I was like, okay. And then I went on LiveLeak. And I watched the... the ISIS execution video. If you know what I'm talking about, you know exactly which video I'm talking about. And I saw that. And at first it bothered me. And I was like, oh, that was pretty fucked up. And I went on with my day. But like the way that they act with this stuff is like they've never ran across it. What was another one? I remember another one where it was like, yeah, Reddit 50/50 was also another one back in the day. I mean, that's a little bit more recent, right? But I've seen so many videos of like the crushed by machinery thing. It was like a fucking factory in China that was like, they were chopping up tires and the guy fell into the tire chopping machine, and you could imagine how that fucking goes. And that one actually was that one was scarier than the ISIS video. And now you could go on twitter.com every day, okay? And like I see war footage all the time. I'm so fucking desensitized to it. It's actually crazy. We used to do 50/50 in computer class. That's crazy. Yeah, you can still watch that stuff online. Probably not TikTok, but like Twitter, Instagram Reels had it too. Rotten.com, yeah, that was another one. Fucking, you would like load up a GeoCities site and it would just be like a horrifying like person dying, or like a fucking, God, there was so much of that shit back in the day. Honestly, you'd have to go out of your way these days to find stuff like that. But like, unless you're on a site like Twitter or Instagram, because I know Instagram had like an issue with their like algorithm in like the last year where it was like showing a video of a fucking elephant blowing up or something. Yeah, you can still find them.
Obviously very concerned and confused before Dippy started graphically.
But yeah, the machinery videos fucked me up more than the ISIS video. I don't know what it was.
Telling to me what happened in the video. He told me it contained real necrophilia. He sent me the link before sending me the forum site he used to find it. I was terrified and grossed out to look at any of the videos he had sent me, especially that one, because it was just so awful, so I just clicked the forum link out of curiosity. I looked
I was like fucking 10 years old, right? And I went to, there was like a bring your friend to gymnastics thing, because one of my friends who ended up becoming a fucking state trooper, which I'm sure there's like a joke you can make somewhere in there. But I remember like I went with him to gymnastics and we were there and he had an iPod, like an iPod Touch, and it was connected to the internet. And one of his friends was like, and we went to a private school, so we didn't really get exposed to culture at the same rate as people who went to public school. But there was this thing at the time called 2 Girls 1 Cup. And this guy was like, look at this video I found. And then it was like 5 10-year-olds sitting in a locker room looking at 2 Girls 1 Cup. And I like ran back after I like saw it because it freaked me the fuck out. But I don't know. I never got like, I was like 10. I can't really remember. I just remember being young and being in the locker room, and all of us were like on there on like, I don't know if it was an iPod Touch or what. I just remember seeing it on like a rectangular device with the screen. Very vivid. And then we like went to go do gymnastics and like walk on a balance beam and shit. Yeah, I heard the poop in 2 Girls 1 Cup is fake, dude. I heard the poop in 2 Girls 1 Cup is fake.
at a few images like he told me before I saw someone's mutilated face and clicked off. He told me the photo I saw was from a Notorious Gore video and I didn't get the reference. He sent me more sites and talked about gore like it was—
Did you ever watch Cake Farts? I don't think I saw Cake Farts until I was already an adult. But that was like another famous one. I only knew about Cake Farts because of the Justin Wang video.
exciting and not really a big deal, which made me feel weird, but I just went along with whatever. I couldn't access the other sites he sent me because my devices have a 13+ restriction on them. He told me my boyfriend could just stream them to me, but in reality, Dippy would just end up streaming us both gore because we were both too scared to watch it or click on any of the links. He would send me screenshots
Yeah,
from
cake farts is not that bad.
gore videos and tell me what happened in them. He would send me and my boyfriend gore links as gifts and told me I should show the stuff he had sent to me to my boyfriend too. Prior to meeting Dippy, I nor my boyfriend had ever heard of a real gore site, let alone been on one. And he had told me that he was going to show Brandon.
It's very strange because they're like, these kids, their like upbringing with the internet is so fucking different. You know, it's so sheltered. You know, it's just, it's very sheltered when they're talking about it.
Or to scare him out of suicide. I don't think that was any serious claim though, because Brandon was known for watching extreme gore and making jokes about it. I would tell Dippy that I was scared and nervous, and he would ignore me and keep sending me stuff. And since I considered him literally everything to me, I never told him how uncomfortable I was.
Yeah, Live Leak is gone now, but it was around for a long time. Like, I know by now I've seen, like, countless fucking accident videos and maimings and deaths. I honestly, the fact that I could see it so readily and have seen so much just fucking is probably not good for, like, the psyche of a society, but, you know, whatever.
Even if it was obvious. Dippy began regularly streaming gore to me and Yummy whenever we were on VCs together. I didn't know this at
Damn,
the
this motherfucker crazy.
time, but the hallucinations I were facing were schizophrenic, and constantly being pushed to watch gore ended up severely worsening my condition and perpetuating my episodes and self-harm. I would end up confessing to Dippy
So
that
you know, I'm gonna ask an obvious question. I don't know if we're ready to start talking about this, but where the fuck are your parents? Anywhere. Also, how the fuck are you doing commentary videos when you have like a 13+ age blocker on your PC?
watch gore with him or any of the stuff he had sent me after dark because it would cause
Yeah, it's actually kind of crazy. Yeah, every shock site that was up died during COVID, and the domino effect on the Twitter has been prominent. Dude, I had to unfollow the fucking Drama Alert Twitter account because the Drama Alert Twitter account posted like a fucking video of this lady that got hit by a truck and she was like stuck inside the grill dying. And I was like, fucking Jesus Christ. And by the way, in the Tea Party group chat at the time, everybody was like, yo, Keemstar, what the fuck? And Keemstar was like, we should not have posted that. We have an AI do it. And so then it got taken, like Keemstar had it taken down, but
caused me to have severe hallucinations and insomnia.
Speaking of, there you go. The Drama Alert account is just like farming and looking for clicks.
He would acknowledge this, but never actually stopped. Dippy began streaming me and my boyfriend videos that we were too scared to watch as some sort of gross favor to us. Cartel videos, murders, and sexual/pornographic gore especially. And this is when he would go on to stream real necrophilia to me and my boyfriend in the form of a notorious snuff film. As the video played, Dippy would make sex jokes about it and ramble about if the person in the video was ever caught and if he could find a documentary on it. It was less than comfortable as an experience for obvious reasons. Dippy had shown the same video to Brandon before showing it to us, and Brandon would later send
Yeah, that's a great question.
me extreme gore as well, unprompted in DMs. Dippy grew into a habit of streaming gore to us whenever he could, and me and Yummy would talk about how uncomfortable and nervous it made us in DMs. Gore is genuinely such a disgusting
Yeah, no, but seriously, where are these people's parents actually?
and downright evil thing to have to see or be a part of. I'll always regret being too scared to tell them to stop because I'll never get a second chance to unsee the things that they
It can't be that like all of these parents suck, right? Like it can't be that all of these parents suck. Some of it has to be like externalized, like the child looking to have like an outburst type thing, right? Like not all of it could be like, fuck you, dad. Like some of it has to just be like, hey, honey, how was your day? I love you, my dear daughter. And then like the daughter's like, fuck you, dad. I hate you. I can't believe you hate me so much. Like some of it has to be that, right?
showed me or fixed the way it messed with my head. And I'll especially never be able to fix the way it worsened my schizophrenia and made me too paranoid to leave my room most days. Part of me just hoped they would get bored and stop showing it to us eventually, and most of when this happened was when I was 15, my boyfriend was 16.
Yeah, you can be loving and neglectful of their safety. I mean, absolutely, right? But like, I also, at some point, I think some kids are just ass, right? Because like when a parent's like doing safety, like this person, obviously their parent was conscious enough to put parental blockers on their computer, right? Like they were conscious and present enough to do that, right? Like you could be as diligent as possible, but it always seems like some way, somehow a kid's gonna get around it.
Dippy and Brandon were 17, and G was 18.
But I don't know. I know a decent amount of millennial parents. A lot of their kids are too young to use the internet, but like I know having conversations with parents that even still their kids get around blockers that they put up.
He was a member of the close friends server and played the second.
You know, it is tricky, right? Because you wanna allow your child to like the autonomy to grow as a person and learn lessons while also being a guiding hand. You know, that like gives them respect, but also guides them, and it helps build and foster a good and positive relationship with them.
Game with us before I quit. Eventually, Dippy would introduce us to a close friend of his named Mason. I enjoyed Mason's company and would draw with him when I could, and we would play video games together. I felt a bit more comfortable around Mason because he brought up weird stuff less and he was closer to my age. We got along really well and we bonded over figure collecting and cute clothes and art stuff. He introduced me to forum sites like 4chan, although I never ended up really using them, as well as inviting me to
Oh my god,
which is
4chan.
a Discord server that runs on 4chan culture and is overall just a huge mess. I never really spoke in the server since it's not the kind of space I wanted to be in, but Mason was very active. The server was a mess of rape jokes, Nazi jokes, weird fetish NSFW, and average 4chan crap. And I ended up leaving a bit after I joined. Mason told me he really liked my art, and I really liked his, and I got excited whenever he would make pieces, and it's something we would bond over. Since we were hanging out with people who would engage in unsafe behavior and promote it to us, me and Mason would end up talking about self-harm a lot, especially in a sexual context. This ended in us...
To be clear, my son's tablet had a blocker, and he managed to exploit the menus and get to the parent side of things and purchase like $300 of digital products through Amazon. That sucks. Holy shit. Oh my god.
exchanging alt Twitter accounts and sharing self-harm with each other. Dippy and Brandon would frequently mention self-harm around us, and we fell into a habit of continuous relapses. I of course felt awful for engaging in this behavior with Mason, and I did apologize to him as much as I could, and we agreed to both move out of those spaces since it was never—
So, like, what if instead of all this horrible stuff, it was actually the next part of JoJo's known as Steel Ball Run? And they went on a large multi-state journey to find the pieces of Jesus Christ and stop the president of the United States, whose name is Funny Valentine. And he has a stand, because you see in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, they have these things called stands, and they're basically like ghosts that punch people, but there's dirty deeds done dirt cheap. Also, all the stands are named after musicians. Anyway, they call it D4C, and the president, Funny Valentine, is basically able to like make— I don't fucking remember what his stand does. I think it like makes copies or like pulls different versions of him from different dimensions. I mean, it's not as good as my like my favorite part of JoJo's, which is part 5, which is where they go to Italy and they need to kill a mob boss, but the entire mob is like made up of guys who fight with fighting ghosts known as stands. And in particular, in this one, everybody is like named something like Pasta Fusilli, or like, oh, and then their stand names are still bands. Diesel, we're American. You mean filthy acts at a reasonable price. Do you like part 5 because they're pretty, Diesel? I mean, part 5 has some of the best outfits. I'm just being honest. It's just true. But I've seen some of the— I haven't read JoJo Leon yet, but some of the outfits in that look fucking crazy. It is actually like kind of astounding how Araki is like plugged in to avant-garde fashion, Western like music and culture and all of this stuff. Like, he is actually the ultimate white guy Japanese. Like, it's actually crazy. Okay, Mista's outfit is bad. Okay, Mista is bad. But what's the guy with the stand that turns like blood to razors? What's his name? His name is like Spaghetti or something. Yeah, and in part 5 they have the fucking dance, dude. The dance? Come on. Oh my god, Purple Haze. Purple Haze is a fucking amazing stand. What a sick stand. Like, the fuck. I mean, Golden Experience is like okay, but like a Golden Experience doesn't have Risotto. Risotto. God, yeah, Risotto. Risotto's outfit is sick. Like you can't even front me on that. And then what's the stand that's like literally impossible to stop? It's like Biggie or something. It's been a minute. I need to rewatch part 5. I've watched it like twice. You think I'd remember now? But you know, that's because the Steel Ball Run trailer dropped that I wanted to say this. So more important stuff when you think about it.
Good for us. Mason would often make Nazi jokes and say racist things, which was always encouraged by Dippy and Brandon. Dippy would always tell him that what he was doing was funny, and even clip him doing racist stuff for some weird sense of humor, and would even change his display.
All right, do you guys want to watch the photos about Jeffrey Epstein? I'm clicking on that now. I've ran out of
Democrats
patience.
of the House Oversight Committee today released 68 new photos, and these are absolutely insane photos. So we're going to go through them one by one. The first batch here are architectural.
This guy's entire channel is just covering Jeffrey Epstein, by the way.
Diagrams drafted by a company based in the Virgin Islands, and we can actually see on the right-hand side here that it says Little St. James, U.S. Virgin Islands. This, of course, would be Jeffrey Epstein's infamous island. I'm curious why they chose to include these diagrams in this release here, because the diagrams only depict these two structures built on either side of a dock on the western side of the island. What's more interesting is
Dude, this is actually a new Warzone map.
This document, which details Jeffrey Epstein's plans for Great
You know what's
St.
even crazier, right? Not only was this guy rich enough to have a small island called Little St. James, he was going to have another island compound called Greater St. James,
which is the island that is larger than Little St. James, obviously, and sits sort of...
He was actually... He had one pedophile compound, and then he was like, oh, two pedophile compounds.
To the northwest of it. We can see on the right-hand side here.
Oh, I don't want to get a political stream today. Diesel 3 hours into a Discord drama. This isn't politics. Since when was hating fucking pedophile Jeffrey Epstein a political statement?
That there are plans.
This is a bipartisan pedophile, okay?
For a cabana/tiki bar, an 80-foot tall flagpole, and a massive 60 by 100 pre-engineered storage building. Beneath that are a pool house, a tent, something I can't read there, a heli house, presumably near a helipad, a guest house, office, another house, and a word on the bottom there that I can't quite make out, maybe observatory. If you can make that out, let me know in the comments.
The big check was also featured in a book that they released. So the big check was kind of old, but for some reason it's circulating again.
The next photo appears to be the interior of Jeffrey Epstein's famous temple. We saw other photos of the interior in the previous drop, which we can see here on the left-hand side and the right-hand side. The top right depicting that strange celestial themed scene.
Dude, one of the weirdest parts of like the Jeffrey Epstein compound, it's actually kind of crazy, right? Because like with all the stuff that's come out, on the surface, you'd think like, oh, if there's like a secret cabal of pedophiles that rule the world, they probably are all secret. You know, like that Nick Mullen joke where it's like after 9/11, you know, they came in and then they're like, all right, now for the most important part, leaving the clues. It's time to leave all the clues around so someone could put it all together later, right? And then like you see how like not only did Jeffrey Epstein do his conversations on a completely unsecured Gmail account, okay, But like the conversations were like him talking to some of the most powerful people in the world, and it was like, you like raping kids, don't you? And then the other guy's like, I love raping kids. And then they're like, we're such pedophiles together. And that's like literally what the conversations are like.
And the bottom right is a screenshot of a famous...
Dude, his crimes against good taste are like insane, right? But it was almost like he had this like weird temple on his island specifically so that way he could be like, the clues.
drone video taken by an unnamed person by the name of Rusty Shackelford. For many years, that was the only glimpse at the inside of this strange
Why does the Cabal look like a Jimmy Buffett concert?
temple, which was the fixation of interest for most people when it came to Jeffrey Epstein's island. And now we can see that the same two mattresses are on display in this photo. This photo depicts a structure that previously we hadn't been able to see really into. It's a gigantic green structure buried amid various palm trees and things like that. And it looks to be some sort of a warehouse. There's maybe a workshop there on the right, as well as a storage area that's accessible to industrial vehicles, trucks, and forklifts and whatnot. If you watch my previous video, you'll recognize this setting.
Dude, yeah. So this room was fucking weird. Like, literally some of the photos that the FBI took when they came into this room have been just like, like literally I thought the photos were black and white because the entire kitchen was monochromatic. So it stands in direct contrast to all of the, like, fucking, like, Jeffrey Epstein stylings.
Almost immediately, this is the sterile kitchen that is almost uncharacteristic of Jeffrey Epstein. And we can see...
I'm a proud Hispanic. I know this is a one guy, but I can't help but read it. I'm a proud Hispanic and Native American woman who voted Republican. Listen, folks. She fell for it again. She fell for it again. We're gonna send her. We're gonna send her back where she came, folks. We're gonna send you back below the wall. You're gonna go to Nicolas Maduro, and you're gonna tell him, "Give me the oil."
He blacked out on the left-hand side there. If you'll remember, there was a photo of a naked infant playing in a sink. It's not clear whose child that was, but as we'll see later, that photo was not always there. We'll come back to that in a moment. This bathroom appears to be the same one that we talked about in the previous video, belonging to a little pool house building on the western side of the island. I'm not sure what the significance of this...
We're sending her. She's getting sent to the Patriot Games, folks. She'll fight for her citizenship, if she even has that.
This particular photo is, but we can see that two of the nude portraits on the left and right hand side are blacked out. This photo shows...
Dude, it's crazy because he's like, I can't even imagine, like, I assume everybody who goes to Little St. James likes to fuck children, but like, assumedly, right? You go to Jeffrey Epstein's house, imagine you're just like a guy, right? And then it's like you go to take a piss, and it's like a naked woman statue staring at you as you piss. Like I just can't even, like, the concept of that is insane.
Jeffrey Epstein standing next to Miroslav Light.
I'm thinking of that clip from Clerks where they're talking about the Death Star contractors, and I'm like, and for a second I was like, what if you were a security guard on Little St. James? Did you like approve of that?
Shock, who is the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Slovakia. It's too much to go into right now, but Jeffrey Epstein has been revealed to have had extensive ties to politicians in Eastern Europe.
Did you hear about the Cuban immigrant that got deported to Eswatini?
And he even had acquaintances who clued him in on things like real estate deals in Russia. The other notable thing about this, besides Jeffrey Epstein's just general slovenly appearance, which we can see throughout so many photos.
You're all being one guy right now, chat. You're all being one guy right now. That proud Hispanic Latina is beating you. She's posting on you right now.
In this collection are the fact that his pants are embroidered with the name Zorro.
That was another thing. If the Zorro Ranch photos that they released too, that entire house apparently had like a humongous security apparatus attached to it, right? Like complete with like the big screen of like camera walls and stuff.
A clear reference to his Zorro Ranch in New Mexico. Speaking of slovenly, here's Jeffrey Epstein in sweatpants arriving at what looks to be some sort of airport and shaking hands with an official who, judging by the emblem on his left shoulder, looks to be from the Department of Homeland
What is it
Security.
with these guys in ranches? That's true.
Now, I was puzzled by the significance of this photo as well as why Jeffrey Epstein would be shaking hands with such a person. You know, generally,
I don't
when
know if Epstein was planning on pulling a Roman Polanski, because actually, honestly, probably he could have. I mean, the guy basically could fly anywhere he wanted, despite the fact that he was like a convicted felonious sex offender. He could go literally anywhere. So it's kind of surprising that he didn't.
go through the airport, it's sort of a hostile experience. It's definitely not one where you're shaking hands with TSA agents or immigration officials. And we can see on the right-hand side here that there's a official portrait hung up on the wall.
Woody Allen should probably pull a Roman Polanski and fucking flee the country, okay? Because the amount of times he's been photographed with Jeffrey is like insane.
And I was able to match that with this official portrait of Kirsten Nielsen, who was the director of Homeland Security from December 6th, 2017 to April 10th, 2019. So that means that this photo would have been taken some point between those two dates. And it's interesting not only just because he's shaking hands with this person, but also that they appear to be taking a photo together and that someone is taking a photo of them taking a photo. It's just a bizarre situation from every angle. This photo shows Jeffrey Epstein having dinner with a man who I was not able to find out who he was. He's probably of Middle Eastern origin, and the following photos will show that Jeffrey Epstein had extensive contacts in that area, but I wasn't able to find out exactly who this person was or where the photo was taken. The next photo
And then also, the craziest shit with this is how many photos were taken. Like, who the fuck is taking a photo of Jeffrey Epstein and like Mohammed bin Salman or whatever his name is, MBS?
Illustrates a little piece of knowledge that is useful for any time you're looking through these Jeffrey Epstein photos. Anytime you see those leopard print chairs, the photo...
Did you rename the stream? This is not an ACC stream anymore. I mean, it's basically the same thing when you think about it. Okay. Dude, fine. I'm gonna just rename it Jeffrey Epstein. Nah. I'm just gonna look at this and then we'll see where the night takes me, you know.
Photo was taken in New York City. The left-hand side of the photo depicts...
Dude, they got fucking David Blaine too, dude. David Blaine is here.
David Blaine, that famous magician.
Jeffrey Epstein.
And he's doing card tricks for Thomas Pritzker, who is one of the most notable members of the Pritzker family, one of the United States' most wealthy families. They're sort of hotel chain magnates, and they also have holdings in a lot of different areas as well. To the right of him is...
Like, all of these guys are so wealthy, you couldn't even avoid giving them money by accident if you wanted to. Like, that's how important everybody is.
Ehud Barak, the former prime minister of Israel. And to the right...
Also absolutely hilarious that the former prime minister of Israel is there. Doing no favors. This guy 100% had some kind of role with intelligence.
Of Ehud Barak, as we're looking at him, is Woody Allen, the famous...
And that's even crazier, right? Like, the former prime minister of a country with Woody Allen. Like, in what universe are they in the same room?
Film director. The next photos show Jeffrey Epstein speaking with Steve Bannon, who...
This is another one, by the way. Steve Bannon has been in a lot of these. Steve Bannon has been in so many of these, it's astounding, right? Like, Steve Bannon's relationship with Jeffrey Epstein must be... They like, Steve Bannon had to have known tons of things, right? And, like, would instigate the base to talk about this stuff as if he wasn't also in the rooms where it happened.
time was a close advisor to Donald Trump and is quickly becoming one of the most important figures in understanding Jeffrey Epstein's late life. Steve Bannon is in possession of hours and hours and hours of interviews
Yeah, they went to Austrian art camp together, dude. Yeah, Steve Bannon and Jeffrey Epstein were in the same Discord server.
and footage of Jeffrey Epstein that he was going to use for an unreleased documentary about him. And in case you needed further proof that Jeffrey Epstein was a narcissist and an egomaniac, we can see on the right-hand side of this executive desk that he has that Jeffrey Epstein has a full-size photo of himself, sort of a headshot.
That is actually kind of crazy. If I was a Bond villain, I would 100% have a portrait of myself on my own desk,
framed and facing outward for everyone to see. In this photo, Jeffrey Epstein speaks with Sheikh Jabor bin
This is who I was thinking of. I think Jeffrey has been in the room with MBS before, though.
Youssef bin Yassim
But like, are you kidding me? Like, this is the most Bond villain ass series of people.
bin Jabor Al Thani, who is a prominent Qatari businessman involved in everything from insurance to the energy industry. He's been mentioned several times in Jeffrey Epstein's emails, mostly by the sort of nickname Jabor Y. This is a photo of Jeffrey Epstein and someone who I was not able to identify in Jeffrey Epstein's house, and Epstein looks to be wearing what's called a bisht, which is a traditional Arabic, specifically Saudi Arabian, piece of clothing. Coming back now to Jeffrey Epstein's very sterile island kitchen, this is Sultan Ahmed bin Salayem.
He's got a sultan making a dish for him, bro.
One of the most prominent connections that Jeffrey Epstein has in the Middle East, specifically in the Gulf. Salayem is the CEO of one of the world's largest shipping and logistics companies. It's called DP World. But we can also see in the right-hand side there that photo that we talked about earlier of the naked infant swimming in the sink
That's also crazy, dude.
not there. It looks
He was playing all sides. Yeah, because it's not about left or right. It's about the 1% and all of us. All right? Don't get it twisted, guys. Don't get it twisted. It's all designed to keep us fighting each other against the fucking cabal of insane people at the top.
to be a painting in some sort of gilded frame. Jeffrey Epstein sits next to a girl or woman with her face redacted in this photo, taking some sort of air transportation, possibly
They're taking the battle bus. They're taking the battle bus to Fortnite Island. Okay.
a helicopter or plane. And one thing that's kind of interesting about this photo
Diesel Jones.
is that he has a bandage on the right arm.
Something K-shaped economy, right?
Typically where you might do a blood draw or something like that. So I wonder if he was undergoing some sort of medical treatment at this point in time. Here's Jeffrey Epstein with bin Salayem, the man that we just spoke about, standing in front of a chalkboard with calculations that I'm way too dumb to know anything about. If you're a mathematician or a scientist of any kind and can clue me in on what these calculations are meant to represent, please do in the comments. I can see to the left side of Jeffrey Epstein the word DNA.
I gotta be honest, that's magic. I don't know what else is on there other than esoteric magics.
That's about all that I can do. Here's a gross photo of Jeffrey Epstein with 3 different girls around him seated in his New York City townhome. One of them has her arms wrapped around him. One of them is looking at something on the computer, and the other is being assisted by Jeffrey Epstein in putting her watch on. The thing about this photo that immediately
Some alchemy calculations. Well, like, one of the weirder things that came out throughout the course of this is that, like, so there were rumors for a long time that Jeffrey Epstein was like a weapons smuggler and was like making blood money in Africa in the 80s. And it was like, okay, well, that's an insane thing. There's no way that's true, right? And then photos come out of a young Jeffrey Epstein standing next to fucking African, like, soldiers, okay? And yeah, so it turned out he was like fucking, like, selling weapons to Africans for fucking wars. Yeah, Jeff was into Goetia. Dude, he was trying to create the Philosopher's Stone. Well, that's what Peter Thiel and all of them are trying to do. They want to fucking live forever, dude. All right? I think Saburo Arasaka is more realistic, okay, than we let on.
piqued my interest is not the women, it's that creepy photo on the wall there. And I looked it up, and it actually belongs to
Dude, I knew what
the
this was.
steeplechase in Coney Island, where Jeffrey Epstein is from. So it's probably a nod to his childhood. However, it is quite
To be for real, you
creepy.
can get a pic like that pretty
Jeffrey
easily
Epstein-
if you're a rich guy in Africa. I mean, yeah, that's true.
Hosted some sort of meeting of the minds between his different scientist friends. The one is Mikhail Gromov, who is a scientist, mathematician. The other is Seth Lloyd, who is a mechanical engineer at MIT. In the middle is Martin Novak,
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, I know what that picture is because it's from fucking Coney Island.
who is a evolutionary biologist at Harvard. He's still there. However, he has extensive ties to Jeffrey Epstein that have been proven over and over again. And on the right-hand side, kind of looking down possibly at his phone, is Bin Salayem again. We get another angle of this meeting. I'm not sure where it took place.
Like here's another thing. Who is taking a photo of these guys other than to like blackmail all of them, right? Like the only reason this photo would exist, like they're all hanging out with fucking John Pedophile, inventor of pedophiles.
It looks like it could be some sort of faculty lounge. Or
Did you know Noam Chomsky is in the file? Bro, Noam Chomsky is in photos with Jeffrey Epstein. They're like palling it up, dude.
University setting. And some people have speculated in this final photo that the person sitting to the left of Jeffrey Epstein is Peter Thiel. However, I don't believe that to be the case. I think it could be Joshua Bach, who we spoke about in a previous episode. He had some very strange ideas about exterminating certain types of people, the ill and the elderly, for example. But I can't
Chomsky is
say for
not in
certain that
this.
that is him. The next file is a
But
photo
I think he might
of
show up a little
an
later. in
inmate
this.
request from the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office. This would have been during the time that Jeffrey Epstein
Yeah, well, somebody was definitely taking photos for blackmail, right? Like that's what the photos get used for, but it's like seen as like a hoo haha, like fun little social thing in the meantime. Because there's a photo of Bill Gates with a redacted woman, right? So I'll skip to that because it's a little further up. Pretty sure it's in this video. I watched this video like today. Oh yeah.
compound bows. I'm not sure whose they were or what the significance of them is. The following photos are from a billionaire's dinner attended by Jeffrey Epstein, and the photos have been previously released, but a lot of people didn't know about them because they're only on an archived website
Hunting
on
humans.
edge.org, and you can look
It
into
would be
that
so
if you want to see
crazy if
the
that's the
original
case.
photos. The
That's what
conference
Greater
was
St. James was
attended
for.
by very influential people such as Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, but in these photos released as part of this tranche of documents, we can see David Brooks, who is a New York Times columnist and actually who recently wrote a piece arguing that the Jeffrey Epstein files are not interesting and
Yeah,
that
dude,
America
this was a crazy one when this guy put out that opinion editorial piece, and then he turns out, oh, guess he's fucking palling it around with Epstein.
should basically not pay any attention to it and that it's a big spectacle. So his inclusion in these documents is quite interesting. We can also see Sergey Brin, who
Yeah, I assume rich parties are for dirt acquisition, and that all of these billionaires have like small security details that basically run as personal private spies.
is one of the co-founders of Google. Here he is smiling wide with several bits of whatever he was eating in his teeth. This man is Salar Kamangar. He was the CEO of YouTube at the time. Here's Jeffrey Epstein giving new meaning to the words too close for comfort. Here's David Brooks again. Here's a photo of Jeffrey Epstein and Woody Allen, probably taken outside of with 100, and it seems
I
leather
know there's
bit
one of Bill
paned
Gates in here.
doors
There
in
we
the
go.
hotel room.
There's
Here is
Bill
Gates
Gates.
with a different woman who I have to say her body language looks incredibly uncomfortable. We can see in the glass paned doors in the back that it says Signature Flight Support. Signature Aviation is obviously an aviation company, and Bill Gates, interestingly, in 2021 made a move with Blackstone and another hedge fund to acquire Signature. I'm not exactly sure where this photo was taken. Signature does have a presence in the airports both at Palm Beach and Newark Airport, which Jeffrey Epstein frequently flew into whenever he wanted to get to New York City. But it could be a different one, I'm not quite sure. Here's Jeffrey Epstein with Noam Chomsky, the left-leaning
There you go. There's Noam Chomsky.
philosopher and
He
thinker.
was on the fucking plane with him, dude. He's on the fucking plane with him.
ID from someone.
Yeah, people have been knowing about Woody Allen for decades too, but like people just didn't really know, you know what I mean? Or they didn't care. But yeah. Well, that was interesting. That was way better than the other stuff. And all those children, those annoying children. But yeah. So I'm going to bed now, so good night.